this is the first time we've actually chatted face to face. So I see you and I just fucking laugh, dude, because I think of everything that we're doing right now, and it's fucking actually super fun. Oh God.
Well, you know what kind of caught me up, dude? I don't know about you, but it's kind of surreal to me that this is going to be the first Christmas that we're doing ToyzAlive through the Christmas period. Like, it just kind of feels weird. I don't know. The holiday season. I know we're not going to possibly be able to hit them all, but we actually just missed. There was I'm not going to get the name of it, unfortunately. Peter will know it. I'm going to put him on the spot when we have him in later. We just missed actually a really important festive season. I know that, of course, there's going to be a whole bunch of different ones. You know, St. Nicholas Day on the 6th, Hanukkah starts on the 18th, Christmas on the 25th. Anybody else who's celebrating something different, please shout it out in the fucking chats there, man, and we'll try and make sure that we jot it down. It's just a nice time to be seeing all the homies, regardless. Diwali, there we go. Thank you so much, Peter, man. Yeah, no disrespect whatsoever for messing that up there. It's just a lovely time, right? A lot of people are celebrating different things and spending time with people they care about. I think that's like the biggest thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Sorry, man. I could not log into YouTube for some reason, so you gave me the whole signed out, forgot your password bullshit.
Do you want the ToyzAlive one?
No, I'm good to go. Just catching up on all these comments real quick. Jazz Wizzy, what's up? Yuck, Brett, Monster Vat, yuck. 420 Newman, and everybody's
where was it? Skilled one, Festivus. It's not quite the same, but yeah, you know what? I'm not somebody who celebrates Christmas. I normally do St. Nicholas Day, but what's even funnier to me is I love Mr. Hanky. He represents the idea we're all just celebrating shit, you know, getting some shit, giving some shit, spreading some shit. It's like the Christmas shit, dude. It's just the holiday shit. It's the spirit of just getting and giving and enjoying some shit. So Peter, actually, him and his wife Amanda made that last year for me. In my opinion, fantastic, man.
That's awesome. That's very good. Festivus for the rest of us. I am down with that. That's from Seinfeld. Skilled. I do have a so in Festivus, there's no Christmas tree. There's a pole, which basically looks like an old school tetherball pole. If you guys played tetherball up there. But that was what the Costanzas used was just that pole. And then George's dad, you would have to perform the feats of strength with him every year. So I do have a little miniature. I think it came from Barnes and Noble, those little things that you buy up by the counter. It's like a, desktop Buddha or a desktop, bowling game or something like that. But this one was a Festivus pole. And you press it and it's got little sound bites on it. So maybe we'll bring that out here in the next couple weeks. Yes, time for the airing of the grievances. George, you have to wrestle me.
Maybe the next couple weeks. I should have said something to you before this episode. So this week I brought in that Mr. Hanky ornament. Next week you bring in something that's a holiday seasonal thing you love, man. Because
perfect.
I think Christmas decorations, honestly, what's comical is Epoxy Crusader and I were chatting about it the one time. His mother decorates like crazy over this holiday season. And it's funny, so many of us, our parents probably tease us for having toys, but they've got these little ceramic and plastic get-ups just set up everywhere that they wrap up gently. And some of them are handmade from so-and-so from this year, and they've held on to it, signed and dated. It's like, so in other words, you've got your Christmas toys that you set up every year.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Every year.
Absolutely, dude. So we kind of do the same thing over here. We just have a lot of decorations. We try to add a couple every year. And then next thing you know, 20, 30 years later, you have just a ton of decorations. So there's certain more commercial type figures, stuff like that holiday themed one, the holiday stormtroopers and all that stuff. We put those away every year, then bring them back out. But we do the same thing, man. I mean, we started decorating, putting up lights outside the day after Thanksgiving this year. So the neighbors, I'm sure they appreciated that. I think we're still the only ones up in our court that have lights up. But anyways, man, fun time. Like you said, not necessarily just about Christmas, but just kind of celebrating, friends and family. And whether we're just online or in person or both or whatever. And it's our first Christmas together, dude. That's very cool.
And I'll be honest, it's something that I've almost always kind of enjoyed about the 6th being like the one that was the main focus is that it did actually give you from the 6th to the 25th, when everybody else is coming in from university, visiting family, all that stuff. You've done it. You've already done the Christmas unboxing shit. Your house is now open game. You are free to have anybody come by. You can go wherever. You're not too worried. I just want to take a quick second, man, because we didn't we've been chit chatting away here. What's going on? Pocket Salsa, man. Love your work. It's fantastic. Peter Moore, what's going on? Jazz Wiz, man. Glad to see you. Skilled One, Yakima, Brett Porpoise, fucking Jazz Wiz, Monster, that Toyz, Yakima 420 Newman, Fletch, dude. Good to see you. We're gonna have you popping in a quick second. Folklorian, always a fucking dream having you in there. Just want to try and catch a couple of those guys we have missed coming in. Shed Quarters, we're actually gonna have Peter coming in with the sword that he won from you. James B, don't know your IG, man. Please feel free to drop that down there. Uncle Spanks, always a pleasure seeing you. Whew.
Wow, that was quite a welcome.
Just wanted we see you guys in there. We love you guys being in there as we're talking about, greeting and seeing everybody. I just wanted to make sure we greeted and said thanks for everybody being here, man. Pocket Salsa, I don't know if you recall, he's the one who does a lot of the mushrooms with the fucking acrylic teeth that he puts in them. Fucking weird and cool, dude.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, that's a very good way to put it. Weird and cool. Yeah, dude, it's God, I don't know. I was just gonna say something there, and I totally fucking forgot what it was. Anyways, man, we got the giveaway tonight. We got the Baba Drop giveaway. We got a couple guests coming in.
We lost our guesses nuts. Baba Drop giveaway. I'm sorry. I know that normally we talk about news and stuff a little bit later on, but it is like fresh in the system. If we're gonna talk about a Baba Drop giveaway, can we take a quick moment? I've got to show this off. I saw a couple of the homies snuck in there. Congratulations to you guys. This shit was nuts, dude. This shit was nuts.
Oh yes.
Congratulations, O'Keefe. That's gonna look great in your collection.
O'Keefe, that dog. I saw that right away.
Congratulations, Sir B to the J. That's gonna look lovely. Gabe, yes. I was marveling over this fucking pickaxe earlier because I was trying to think like.
That's so funny you say that, dude. That's exactly why. So D was gone already. C and E were available, and I chose C because of that pickaxe. That's funny that you say that.
I don't want to lose sight of the fact they all have something really unique and dope in it. This one here actually has the brown handle. It also has like a totally different shape to it with like the emerald in it. The top one up here, it has the emerald coming through instead of the blue. I just personally think yours is such a fucking dope pour. What I was like, oh heck yeah, dude.
So frosty, dude. Look how frosty that thing is. That thing's wild right there too. What a cool little drop, dude. For a Christmas drop. There hasn't been a whole bunch of these yet, but this was a great one, dude.
That swamp is sexy, dog.
Oh my god.
What is that fucking weird ice flocking?
Fuck, dude. I'm so glad that O'Keefe got that, dude. You know what I mean? Like, we know it's safe now. But dude, what a great one. You know what I mean? Like, god, dude.
I know all too well what you mean. I am that fucking weirdo that if I see somebody that I don't recognize that claims a drop, vomiting droids drops are bad for it. I will click on your account if it's on a private account and see like, who are you? Do you like toys? Do you even like toys, bro?
Yeah. Don't get started on a vomiting droids drop. Don't get me started, bro. Don't get me started, bro. You motherfuckers know what's up. Let's just skip to the next subject.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know what he's doing with that. He dropped bears like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, maybe. I don't know if they were actually dropping them. Vaughn fake names. Yo, do you watch that dude's account?
I've glanced at it a couple times because I saw him. I just got a follow from him recently. I think he probably started following all of us right around the same time. At least me in the show. But no, let me
wholesome, dude. That's a wholesome dude. I like him, man. I just like the cut of his jib. I don't know what it is. Let's say you're having a long ass day. You take a quick second, you pop into the IG stories just to see what the boys are up to. You're seeing some cool ass toys. You're seeing people work on some dope shit. And then there's like the homie, it'll either be like, now bear in mind, I don't have kids, and I'm not saying this in a creepy way. Some of you dudes, when you guys share those moments, they're wholesome. They're wholesome for somebody like me to take that and be like, holy crap, that's so lovely, you know? So sometimes it'll be shit like that. Sometimes it'll be him on the road just sharing this fucking snow with beautiful ass fucking views from whatever he's doing for delivery. I just dig it, dude.
Nice.
Lives where he's jamming out. Yeah. If you guys want just like a wholesome account that's gonna put the grin on your face, check out fucking Von Fake Name, man.
Just showing it. Just showing it. Speaking of jamming out, dude, your stories today. Holy shit. Talk about peek behind the curtain. This dude, I mean, I've seen people, you know, make beats and whatnot, and it's just kind of that monotonous. And I could see right you're doing this. And then, bro, if you mess up one time and you have to start over, bro, I do that probably twice before I was like, fuck this. Like reading that script the other day, I got about through it twice and choked on a word, and I'm like, do I really need to be doing this, dude? What's going on here? So here's how bad it was. I don't want to record it in front of my kids, right? Because they're gonna be like, yes, what the fuck are you doing?
You feel uncomfortable.
So uncomfortable. So I'm out in my car, in my driveway. As I'm walking out, my kids are like, where are you going? Nowhere. Just I got to get something out of my car. And being there for like 40 minutes, like my neighbors are looking at me. I'm like looking at this script on my phone, just reading it over again. And then, you know, here's probably what they see. They probably see. And then I start over. You know what I mean? So anyways, those are fun. I like those.
You know, what's actually funny is the only part I found comical about it is if you click through them, you can tell. The part that I hate is that part you're clicking it through. Like you said earlier, you're like, yeah, I need to lay this down. But the part that's comical is you put in that under the tip of the iceberg work shit, because then later on in the day, you get to those portions of the projects where you actually get to work on what are quote unquote like leads, right? And the best part about that is you set the record on, you set the loop on, it'll just record infinite amount of tracks. The reason why you videotape that shit often is one, you record everything the moment you're in a studio, because like somebody might have a great idea and you're all too stupid or stoned to actually catch it, or you actually do something and somebody goes, yo, play that again, and you forget what it is. So you just naturally get in the habit of recording a visual of it, so that way it's easier. The other thing is later when I actually say to splice that into one timeline, when I've got it stretched along a grid, it's easier for me. If I see my face go, fuck, I'm like, well, that's obviously not the take. At 15 minutes, I don't even have to bother. You just click along, see, and be like, there's the take that was actually the good one. Kate, there we go. Send that off. It's also way easier to actually just send that off to somebody else if they need to be able to learn from it. But it was comical for me because the one moment you could tell the hair is normal. I look calm. I'm just fucking bored as shit, staring out the window, watching birds and shit. Next moment, hair is fucking greasy looking. I look exhausted as shit. It's like, oh, dude, nonstop. So I get that, dude. Yeah. And your acoustics were great, though. Your car acoustics are fantastic.
Dude, that was fun. Thank you, Death and Strawberries. We had a super fun time working on those videos. We have a whole pile of those to go.
Oh,
dude, I think that could probably be like a regular thing for us. You know what I mean? Not every week, but like once a month or something like that. I think it'd be cool. The holiday thing I think should definitely continue. That'd be awesome.
Just so you guys know, that's Beat of the J's doing, man. He is a funny guy. He likes to fucking follow him.
You know what, dude? It's so funny, like as technology illiterate as I am, I can figure that out. And it's just crazy what's out there on apps. Like you could probably take that same concept and Google it, and there's probably 50 to 100 more apps just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you know what else I was thinking that we should probably do sometime? Like I've never tried to do it before, but dude, I'm like super fascinated with stop motion right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, that is so fucking rad, dude. I mean, you muted.
Before we get hopping into stop motion, like there's people who've been doing it for like years, man, and it takes years. Yeah. I'm just saying that. Kumo Pete too, dude. If you'd want to hop in anytime, we've got the waiting room open there. Feel free to drop in. We'll just drag you in when we want to see that fucking fantastic sword that you ended up receiving.
Strafe 7 in the house. What up, my man?
Strafe 7 in the house. And also, I'm not familiar. I'm so sorry. Chrysosaurus Rex. Welcome.
Nice.
I'm going to have
Dude,
to
did I tell you about the first, let me ask you, and I don't know, and I'm not trying to be offensive at all. Are you vegetarian?
Yes.
You are. Okay. So this involves meat. I hope it doesn't disturb you at all.
Nope.
So did I tell you about the restaurant that Strafe and I went down to in LA?
Now lay it on me, dude.
So he had hit me up a couple months prior to DCon and was like, hey, you know, there's this restaurant out there. Check this shit out. So he sends me this video and I'm looking at this food and I'm just like, okay, yeah, dude, we definitely got to go there. I kind of forgot about it. He reminded me when we were there and he was like, hey, let's cut out a little bit early and go to this restaurant. So that's what we do. It's a burrito. Okay. This is just one of the things that it's a burrito. I mean, and it's huge. Okay. And it's got pulled pork. No, I'm sorry. Brisket, I believe. I had brisket, French fries, mac and cheese. I believe it was wrapped in cheese. It had like this cheese skirt casing around it. It was amazing. It was amazing. Very American as far as like taking a whole bunch of shit and just throwing it in there. And you think that sounds a little bit off, but dude, it was amazing, dude. Strafe, bro. I'm going to be down in San Diego quite a bit next year. And so we have to hook up and try that spot again, man. That's so good.
Okay, I'll be honest, meat stories almost never get me. My gag reflex was just rocking on that story, dog.
Bro, we go in
the
right?
acid the amount of cheese and grease you were just describing there, and I'm like, honestly, like I started getting just like acid reflux, and just like, oh no,
dude, we go in there and like you see these burgers on the menu that are just ridiculous, bro. Like no human should be able to eat these. We go in there, there are these two dudes sitting at this table next to us. These dudes are just, you know, massive and they're just polishing them off, dude. Like they're down to their last couple bites. And I mean, these fuckers come out and they're like that, dude. There's just like everything in the kitchen sink, dude, is just thrown in there. It was amazing, dude, straight up. So anyways, nothing to do with toys, but God, what a good time.
Cranston makes sense now, you know?
Cranston, God dang it. That fucking Cranston. Dude, that Cranston story is so great, dude. That's a really good story. I think those are coming out again this weekend, maybe. There is another drop of those coming out soon.
I was surprised to see that he had a bin of them. I'll be honest. Seeing a bin of the OG colorway right after seeing the crispy chicken and seeing the DCon green, green glow in the dark exclusive, I was surprised to see those appear.
Yeah. So we do have that.
Oh yeah, Burger Bill, dude.
Burger Bill from the Disgusting Justin. Dude, I'm still kicking myself. He had the whole set out there, and I didn't buy the whole set. And I think I found them on the last day, and sure as shit, dude. Apparently they sold out. But that's an original skull. He's got some really cool work. I think he's got some more stuff coming out this weekend, or there was a drop recently. I think where he did some more of those slushies. But
I don't know why. I need to stop. I'm going to get canceled eventually. But there's a whole caliber of dudes that are like you 25 under that are just killing it. Stupidly killing it. There's not a chance in hell I would have been hitting up DCon at that age. Like getting a booth and shit. I might even have their ages wrong. They do just look like they are certainly under 30. And they're just killing it, man. When I say they, I'm referring to Disgusting Justin and Wonky Toy Company because they seem to often Monkey Mountain Toy Company, Monkey Toy.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And he's actually the younger of the two. He's 21. Disgusting Justin's 21, and I think Wonky is like 24, 25. But yeah, Disgusting Justin, all original sculpt. One of the things, besides the fact that I love a cheeseburger 100% from anywhere. The thing that I like about this, and also like you and I said, right? Kind of the bootleg Cranston, a little bit of bootleg Cranston in there, which I think is great because Cranston, I think, reminds me of a bootleg of a McDonald's old school cheeseburger, right?
Yes, actually, please explain to me your love with the Cranston character. You weren't here the other day when Makanaki and I were talking about Cranston. You love Cranston. Why do you love Cranston? Please give us a breakdown.
So Cranston, I mean, just the fact that the burger reminds me of McDonald's, right? And so the Cranston reminds me of when the McDonald's that I used to go to when I was younger, almost all of them had the outdoor play place in them. Not all of them had that. I think they ended up taking a lot of those out. Imagine kids running around, sugar rush as shit going through McDonald's, flipping off slides and shit. So they took a lot of those out. But while they had them there, and then also indoors, they had seats, and the seat was a Cranston. Basically, that was the seat. There was also parts of that playground that had that burger on it. So for me, it is slightly related to McDonald's, but it's more just kind of like when I first started going to McDonald's and how cool I thought, a fucking Happy Meal was. But just, good memories like that. And now that I'm a fat old man, I still love cheeseburgers. So
like this is basically like what you guys all are jimmied by, right?
Absolutely. That's Cranston right there, right? The Cranston is a handheld seat. Basically, this is the way that I see it.
Now, does the Cranston have the cheese right here as almost like a tongue sculpture?
That's a good question, dude. I don't know. You'd have to put them side by side. I thought it was almost an identical. Speaking of Cranston, what a great actor, dude. I love that guy. He's awesome.
No, identical, sculpted identically.
Oh yeah, I saw identical.
And then was this a DCon exclusive?
Dude,
mint. This looks sexy.
I've never seen that before.
We can get lost.
That's the first time I'm seeing that. Yeah,
that's a rabbit hole for a different day. You want to drag Peter in real quick, and we'll get him in with that sword, and we'll show them off.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I know we don't normally pull people in with giveaway wins. It's just also not very often that a piece from Australia that we've been watching for like 2 years. Kumo P likes toys, loves toys, has some really fucking dope pieces. If anything, is making some cool shit. If anything, I've got a shelf of things. I call it my shelf of things I shouldn't have. It's a little different than a Grail shelf, There's a Grail shelf, and then there's a shelf of things that like technically you shouldn't have. So somebody has worked on that for me.
Carolina Cool Cat. What's up, dude?
Dude, killing it, man. Getting some paint game going on this past week.
Oh, dude. Also, Carolina Cool Cat. We'll talk more later, but I'll see you in February. Yeah.
Somebody's gonna work on that for me.
Carolina Cool Cat. What's up, dude?
Dude, killing it, man. Getting some paint game going on this past week.
Oh, dude. Also, Carolina Cool Cat. We'll talk more later, but I'll see you in February.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
I of course, man. In spirit, you were killing it.
Carolina Cool Cat. What's up, dude? Dude, killing it, man. Got a paint game going on.
I think you might have your YouTube playing the audio there, dude.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, man. But now you guys can see how latency like you guys actually really are for us. I love. Is this a thing? How is this a thing?
Man, when you come on ToyzAlive, you got to come prepared, right?
That's right. That's awesome. I like how the suit is basically like a just a poncho like pullover with the big
Well,
vest.
it's one size fits everyone, right? Got to get that cape in there too. Oh, buddy.
That is the definition of, man, how could we make this fit everybody? And they're like, you know what? Let's just get a rectangle and cut a hole in the middle. That'll be perfect. That's funny, man.
Peter, you picked a good corner, dude. I see you have a Kid Robot Homer. You have some printed. Oh, dude, you got some printed pieces there too.
Couple of things just poking around. Yeah. This little guy, which I think is a statue of David, but also a skull coming out.
Nice.
Little thing. Some of the Gatan I'm working on. Also, I'm working on a full T-Rex. A whole T-Rex skeleton. That's gonna be dope.
Sorry, when you say a full T-Rex and then skeleton, yeah, you're probably best to just show now. I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah, buddy. So like this is a skull. It's already come together. But then like, yeah, building up the full skeleton and a little stand and stuff for it so we can really get in there. Cause like, why not, man? Who doesn't want a little tiny T-Rex? I think it's have sitting on the shelf.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good excuse to get in there with the paint apps and stuff too. Always wanted to try some nice dry brushing, right? And what better than making some nice dirty bones?
Yeah, there you go.
So, dude, you usually end up watching in on these. You ended up getting a package actually from Be the Jakes. You ended up winning from the Wheel of Death. You are still alive though, luckily. You've got a shed quarters sort though, man.
That's it, man. So whoop, right here. I mean, you guys saw it because Be the J already had it, but this is the first reverse unboxing. Really excited to do it. Before I get started, shout out to General Porpoise. I was watching the show a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about these amazing canary Japanese box opening knives. Man, couldn't get it out of my head. So now I have a pile of them. Yeah, if you want to be a cardboard samurai for your box openings, then be like General Porpoise, I guess. Anyway, shout out to him. There, let's get in here.
And I'm actually
This is a good night, but you did such a good job already closing this box.
Peter's wife actually loves Lego too. Peter also loves Lego. He has quite a few Legos, but the fact that his wife like loves Lego, I'm stoked they're gonna have this Lego store in that home, man.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool, man.
Oh, it's gonna be dope, man. I was checking out Shed Quarters page, like as you guys were talking about it, and like I was looking at the different shields, and the one just like, it just popped for me. I don't know why, right? The little crown on that pink background. I was like, I don't know why. Like that one's just jamming for me. And so I jumped in there. It's like, of course, man, OG Yellow Castle. I don't know why they thought like a nice yellow crown on that pink background was going to be it, but ooh, baby. All right, let's get in here. Oh, a nice little envelope. Save that one.
That's for your eyes only, Peter.
Got some stickers. And, ooh, extra stuffing. I'll poke into those in a second, but let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Loving the box. Check it out. Shed Quarters live and Lego pixelation.
Dude, isn't it heavy?
You know what? I was expecting for something this size, this is a hefty piece. I was expecting it to be like, oh yeah, an extra couple of pounds. But no, man, you can wheel this. It's a nice, comfortable weight.
No. You can
Pretty
wheel
balanced too, you know? Yeah, let's get in here. I want to play with this thing.
And you've 3D printed shit too, so like you'll definitely be able to appreciate like how much works because he's using so same as you filament before casting that. So like his like artist proof would have been a filament printed one. It's got to be smooth.
Oh, that's it. Oh, he went hams on the sanding and the polyfill. I mean, like compared to all the ridge lines and stuff, you can see in literally everything I do. I'm like, no, this is a big step up. You did a great job making those molds, especially seeing like the different molds, like how, you know, the different handles and stuff are different pieces that he melts together. Like that's awesome. That was really smart. Shout out Headquarters, awesome piece. And like hefty too, man, you know? If I ever get a cross swords with another Headquarters piece, I think we're gonna both come out pretty unscathed. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Dope. I'm gonna turn to the stickers though.
And then I'm gonna ask, man, I'm sure I'll end up being over and seeing, but do you end up thinking that it'll end up going on a shelf with your toys, or do you think it'll end up going on a shelf with Amanda's toys? Is it gonna go up with the lightsaber?
That's a good question. I think you're right. I think it's probably going to go in the lightsaber. Plus, like, I got the lightsaber dismantled right now just because there's a couple of solder points that I wanted to get in there and fix, which means that, like, I got this beautiful light up lightsaber stand, you know, that, here, let's piece it together for a second. You know, nice and lit up. Just happen to have a little, like a Star Wars dude just hanging on there right now. But all right, let's see. Oh, buddy.
Dude.
Oh, once this lights up with the LEDs and stuff, yeah. Well, we'll be sharing that nice and wide. You guys can throw that up on the
Very
channel.
nice. Very nice. What a great display, dude. That lights up from the bottom, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. My partner got me that, so it's fantastic.
Wow. True Lego.
Very solid.
Yeah, like
Ooh.
just like Legos, dude. That's another thing that's super impressive about this. Everything's just like Legos.
No, I really appreciate the extra like attention to detail. I mean, like even just this, right? Like, I mean, you can't really see it, but the individual dots there that make up just like a big long gray piece, like you'd kind of crafted his face out of Lego. It's just a nice touch. Everything's nice and PC on it. And then I get a nice little shed coin for the fridge. Yeah.
Nice.
Also, great package job, you know? Somebody's got really nice handwriting.
You just write in all caps and it seems to help out. Nice straight lines every time. Been doing that since high school. Oh man, this is great because I don't have a lot of toys from across everybody. So to get like Pocket Toy Co, just scratching the surface there. Ooh, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, Boss Toy Creation. Spooky City. Ooh, this is great. I got a whole bunch of work equipment that they're like, oh no, you should put stickers on it so it's identifiable. And like, you don't get it mixed up with other people. It's like, that was a scary thing for you to suggest. Yeah, I can't wait.
There you go.
Oh, general purpose. Dope. Well,
yeah.
There you go. Everything's coming around full circle. Well,
I'm
thank you guys.
Your
This is
porpoise
great.
sticker, just so you know.
I mean, like, long time listener, first time caller. But it's great to get out there. And it's nice to be able to win this.
Long time listener, first time caller. God, how many times have I heard that over the man? Holy smokes.
Dude, thank you so much for coming in, man, and bringing so many fucking laughs, homie. Really appreciate it. Get
No
that
problem. Thanks for having me.
hell out of here.
Dude, what a great guest. What a great guest, dude. Great energy from that dude. And the nickname Cool Mo P. That's one of the dopest, dude. Come on.
Okay, I've known that man for over a decade. I wasn't even expecting that this evening. You guys
Dude, that was awesome. I think people should send their stuff to him to unbox for them. He's a great unboxer. That was very cool. Oh, Nim Studios saw Terrible Toy Works at DKE booth. Yeah, I did too. You're right. That was awesome. Yeah, no mercy from Crumbs. Holy shit, that was fast. I just blinked and next thing you know, Peter was gone. Oh man, that's fun.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, that's definitely one of those people that gets a piece that like just even my own brain, like the more I've been processing it, the more and more, the more I'm just like, oh, that's in such a good home. Like at first I thought it was in a great place where I'm like, oh hell yeah, you know what? Like Peter's gonna love this win. Like he watches every week. Like I know he's been like for some reason wanting to win one of these pieces from our giveaways, to win that Lego sword. The fact his partner actually loves Lego. He's got Lego. The Star Wars Lego is sitting on the fucking stand. He's got a stand. He's got to put it on. It's like,
dude, that stand, the bottom, that's perfect. I was thinking of a way, and I think I came up with a way using something else, but to have like two hooks, right? Or like two things coming out from the wall like this, where the sword, kind of sits in there, like that. How about that motion? Yeah, so it would like, be hanging down like that. But the way that he has it, I mean, dude, that's great. I love the light from underneath it. That's badass.
I find I'm seeing more and more artists actually incorporating LEDs into it, and it's kind of comical because when I first started showing Peter toys, that was like his first thing. He's like, "Why is anybody using LEDs?" He loves LEDs to the point his partner teases all the time too about like he loves LEDs. They're inexpensive generally to get big strips of them. They're super user friendly. They're adaptable. He just really likes messing with them. But I'm seeing more and more artists incorporating them. I happen to notice. Was it Jazz Wiz? I might be wrong, so I don't want to go out there. A collector in the scene, one of the homies, they ended up grabbing a piece recently that was the Mallow Toys, and it looks like that had LEDs inside.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that one, dude. LEDs, I think I can think of, Epoch right now. That's the only other one that I can think of using in, LEDs and some of his stuff.
I didn't know Epoch was doing that. I knew, oh fuck, Astro Plastic Toys was doing it.
Check this out, dude. So we'll maybe get into this a little bit later, but this is the Epoch piece from DesignerCon, and it does have a little button on the side with a black light. Yeah, dude. Like that's a real working fucking light right there. Which is amazing, dude. You know what I mean? When it's all black and then you click this on and you can see it's just got the one super thin wire running to it. I mean, and it runs all the way down. It's just, it's incredible, dude. I have that other interdimensional guardian, the guy with the skeleton head, the large one that I have from last year's DCon, also has a switch on the back that lights it up from the inside. So, but those are few and far between, man. I mean, you're talking about, like you said, Astro Toys did that other one, and that's like,
piece you just showed there, that's fucking fantastic. What a good idea to combo the black light with a figure that is going to fucking end up having that black light.
And I love it, dude. Yeah, and it looks like a headlamp. You know what I mean? The other thing that he was giving out at his booth that a few people had. Let me grab it real quick.
Chrysosaurus Rex, dude. I hope you enjoy the fuck out of that sword, because there are a lot of people that really enjoy those. And if you go to their website, to their IG, you can watch the process of that thing. And Shed Quarters put some fucking work into that thing, man. He did not sleep on it. Kill it.
Yeah. And and like you were saying earlier, and also like Peter was saying too, he was looking on Shed Quarters website and he was looking at all the other stuff he's making too, like the shields. I'm sure you'll see, if you go through his page, you'll see, the heads and the helmets. And we were talking before, dude, when we had him on here, like, I think that he's on the verge of something very, very big. I mean, he's not on the verge of it anymore. He's doing it. Right. And it's one thing after another. And then you start thinking of all those pieces that are really symbolic of some of those sets. And you're like, oh shit, what if he did this? Oh shit, what if we did that? I mean, what did we talk about, dude? We talked about that Dragonfire, right? That plug-in Dragonfire. Like, how wild would that be? Anyways, dude, so this is what Epoch was giving out at his booth too, was these little handheld keychain black lights, which really came in handy. when you're walking to somebody's booth and you want to see, like you're going by Dingy Dave's booth and you want to see his stuff, you just boink, and there it is. And most of the guys there, most of the vendors there have some sort of blacklight with them to show, right? But
that's a cool. And then when they're like, "Where'd you get that?" Epoch.
And you know what, dude? You kind of feel pro when you pull this out. You're like, hold on, I got my own. Don't trip, potato chip. I got you covered right here.
I do get it only because so in the cannabis industry it's really comical because like a lot of the times like you get a lot of things like swag handed out, and a big portion of that is because companies print a lot of this shit all the time, but a big part of it was because like they didn't realize they weren't going to be able to give it out as incentives when things went legal. And it's kind of funny the like ooh that you almost notice from it, to the point that like when you're submersed in it all the time you're just kind of like yeah. For instance, like growing for a long while, like to have an LED loop, it's like, yeah, like you need that. You need to be able to see when your trichomes are milking. But when you're then talking to like another like fellow person, you're like, oh my goodness, like I'm looking at the weed I just got with this LED loop, and you're like, that's cool. I remember doing that with my dad's jeweler's loop in like high school, but like, you know, you move on. It has its purpose. It's a tool. Enjoy it. That is like that's genius, man, especially at a convention.
Yeah, it really is, dude. It's just one of those little small things that you know, it's cool. Like I said, you feel a little bit professional having one of those in your pocket.
I don't want to
in the know.
Speaking of what we're talking about, DCon and booths and all that, did you want to do news real quick, or do you want to pull in good old Kerfloss and drag him in here and get him to talk about the old boothies?
Yeah, let's bring him in, man. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I have a whole lot of news. I think a lot of the news was just kind of based on the stuff that's kind of going on right now currently. You know,
Yeah, and actually,
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, just DNS, Death and Strawberries, if you're chilling in the chat there, or sorry, Jonathan, Mr. Jonathan, if you're in the chat there, or Kerfloss, unfortunately, there is a John in the waiting room, but you're both John. See, this is why I use fucking handle names, dude.
You're right. They are both John. That is correct.
May one of the Johns enter the waiting room and we'll drag you guys in.
I took a picture with Death and Strawberries at DCon. I don't know if I sent that one to you or not, or if I told you about it already, but I should post it at some time. He's he's so tall, dude. He was using my head as an armrest, like legit. He wasn't even going like this. It was just like straight off. Like, yeah, exactly, dude. It was all my head.
You told me it, but you didn't send me a picture of it.
I have a picture. It was funny.
Probably said it last week. I definitely remember he showed me a picture of himself. Oh, so it would be Kerfloss. Kerfloss that we're waiting to hop into the waiting room there. And I'll check IG in a second just to make sure that he's got all the credentials and it's all rolling. But I saw a picture of Death and Strawberries with some high school buddies, university buddies, and his partner. And it's one thing generally, like just based on like the average, you know, you see a taller male next to a shorter female, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, your wife's shorter than you, no problem. But when then every single person in the room is the same height as their partner and they're all still way shorter, you're like, okay, well, all your friends can't be hobbits.
Yeah, so so the only conclusion is he's a giant.
He's a giant.
And that's what it is. Real quick, I wanted to show you this because this is something I'll bring this up when he's on the show too. But there's he did give us a giveaway that I posted a few days ago. The two Burger King heads, right? But what I didn't show was the packaging that he gave it to me in. So he said, hey, come by the booth. I have something for the show. So I went by the booth. So now they're Burger King heads, right? So here's the packaging that he gave me.
DCon exclusive and everything, man.
DCon exclusive from Death and Strawberries right there, dude. And I'm thinking to myself, I could totally see him going to buy a large fry before and just smashing them and putting these in. See, perfect. There you go. But dude, what a great Big packaging that is, dude. Very nice.
That is comical, dude. Does it smell like fries? Were there fries in there, or is it a clean box?
I didn't check. It
We'll
went
bug
right
'em.
into my bag, but and that's fair. You're right, vomiting droids. I am just over 3 foot tall, so
Jeez, what a dick move, vomiting droid.
it's all right.
Nim's, he's 6
Gandalf
foot
and
7.
Frodo. Gandalf and Frodo. That's accurate. That's accurate. Yeah, that's accurate.
And also, you know what's actually kind of funny, and I'm sorry, I don't want to put him on the spot. I'm going to say it before he
Yeah.
hops in the room. This man is not only 6 foot 7, but he works out at like 4 in the morning every morning for like an hour, and his job has him fucking basically building trenches and carrying firefighter gear through the fucking forest all summer. So like, like, you know what I mean? Like when you picture somebody who can actually just like literally draw and quarter you on the spot with their bare hands, yeah, it's
Dude, and I'll say it right now, 6'7". I think we're a little shy on that. I think he's taller than 6'7". What was really crazy, dude, is Eddie from Resblade. He's pretty tall. He's definitely not as tall. So it's like, well, shit, dude. Shall I even take it back more? I think Fletch is tall, and then Eddie's taller than Fletch, and then here comes Death and Strawberries, and he's just like, and I'm like, dude, I feel like I was at a fucking NBA game there for a minute.
last one. I'm so sorry, I apologize, but now I can't help but picture Death and Strawberries there sculpting his piece in these big massive hands. Would you like to eat a peanut? So, anyway.
Anybody want a peanut? What a great one, dude.
Onto the Giant. Yeah, come on now.
That's funny. I knew it. There it is. And see, and this is why, okay? This is why the man walks up to me at DCon shoulder to shoulder, and I'm on the phone, and I'm like, who the hell is this gargantuan man about ready to eat me? And it was him, and there was no beard. You see what you did?
Before I get too sidetracked on everything, because the beard is fantastic. Kerfluss, I noticed your apron. It is lovely, man. In the photos from DCon, I couldn't help but
Thanks.
notice the apron. Sharp, man. I'm loving the pins on there as well.
Yeah, this one came in the DCon gift bag, I think, or maybe someone dropped off some swag. But yeah,
that's a Magoo pen, I believe.
This one here, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Is the head of it
Missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's a chopped off gator. The gator is appropriate. I should do a chopped off head version of my gator. Yeah.
The apron is very New Yankee Workshop.
My wife got it for me the first Valentine's after I started doing this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sharp, dude.
How is it so clean?
The bottom is covered in plaster right now. The mess falls in my lap. That's all.
You guys actually just did actually, Kerf, this wasn't your first DCon, correct? Was this your second DCon?
Second, yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm even kind of curious, because doing it before, what even would you say, just off the bat, like, differences between first DCon, second DCon for you?
There was one hall in the DCon last year, 2 halls this year. I brought way more stuff with me. Death and Strawberries wasn't there. We were all kind of like on the edge about about COVID and everything. So the attendance I felt like was a little smaller. I don't remember Saturday being as big as it was this year. That's really when we saw most of the traffic. No, it was good to see more folks there this year.
You even just said it right off the hop too. You're sharing a booth this year actually with Death and Strawberries. What would you say probably the main, like, because I'm just kind of curious, man, like, what was that like? You guys are obviously, maybe I'm being presumptuous, sorry. seemingly as a fucking childish guy from the outside, you guys are probably like the most similar styles of artists right now when it comes to like how you attack, I guess, your approach. Maybe it's the tools, maybe that's what it is, the mediums that you seem to start with, and that's why we all kind of seem to do that. What was it like being able to work beside somebody that is also like somebody you've been chatting with on the net about toys?
Yeah, what was it like? It felt natural, like it felt familiar. There's I guess it worked out because of the space we were trying to work in, but the symmetry, maybe I'm going too far out on a limb here, the symmetry of the table was symbolic of the symmetry of our own approach. But I found that while that table was the intersection of kind of who we are in this toy world, there seemed to be things we are miles apart on outside of that table, which was fun to discover over the few days. Yeah.
Dude, you know what? I would completely agree with you as far as what you're saying about the feel of the booth. When you see your guys' process videos and then kind of your workspaces, everything is very organized. And not everybody's is like that, and that's cool. But your guys' style is very organized. I think your booth was exactly symbolic of that. It was very organized booth. It was 2 workstations. But I mean, dang, dude, it's almost like you guys took your workstations from home and just dropped them right in your booth. They both had so much stuff. Yeah. Like around their booth, personal pieces that mean stuff to them, which I thought was very cool, man. That was like a little slice of home brought to DCon. That was sick.
Yep, that was the point. I told a few people, it's like I don't want to leave home without it, so let's just bring it. And it was great that I brought all my tools, but then John also brought all of his, and it's like a lot of the same tools. And he had more homemade tools than I had, but it was we were fully prepared to sculpt anything, and it's a miracle we got anything sculpted or done over those 3 days with everyone coming by. But it was a lot of fun. So
yeah,
I'll say too, he is the one that's organized. I am not the organized one at all.
You probably saw the state of the work table was like a freshly cleaned studio space where you do that shot of, I just cleaned up, I just organized. That's what you saw there was that like pristine moment before, you get really messy. If we had been there another 3 days, it would have been bad.
See. Yeah.
So
what you didn't see was all the junk I had stuffed underneath the table.
Oh yes.
That's funny, man. I think a lot of people did. Everybody has those kind of like long black, cloths over the table, and they kind of lift that thing up, and you're like, oh man, there's a lot of shit in there.
Yeah.
But dude, I don't know if a lot of people saw on your posts, or maybe they did leading up to DesignerCon, but that display that you had of kind of the different steps of the mule. Can you take us through that, dude? Is that something that you built on your own? I mean, I would say that thing was probably 5 feet. Okay, there it is.
It was 46.5 inches. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I constructed it from an old wood shelf that a neighbor was tossing out, and the lengths of the wood were perfect for it. I could just use the shelf length, and we were thinking about how to, like, what's the right way to do a window on it, and how easily can we put it in there, and and thinking about the tools I had available, and so it's a piece of plexiglass in there and a couple of hinges on the back. I laid it out. I wanted to see how much room I had above and below each of the pieces. So the depth on the inside is 8 inches, which gave a nice 1.5 to 2 inches around most of the pieces. Yeah, I wanted to have more in there. I kind of wanted to show like it would have been a much bigger box to show more of the process, but to show more of the plaster molds and more of the production molds. But I think the kind of the accessory things that I had outside of it for people to be able to pick it up, and experience it. It didn't have to be a question of, can I hold it? Here's the demo piece. So you can drop it if you want, as it was. People kind of see the end-to-end process.
Yeah, very cool.
It was definitely the hot topic at the table. Everybody liked that.
Yeah, I wanted to like.
They still remember.
You broke up a bit there, John.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You had to walk up to it in order to see into it. So but I didn't have the pieces like held down in any way. So if I were to tilt it, it would start to slip. So I might think of a way to do that differently next year, that we could tilt it or have a mirror that allows people to see it from a distance and kind of look down, and or have some more signage. Like I'm thinking next year have a sign in front of it that says, how to make an action figure, see all the steps kind of thing. Something in big letter you can see from 10, 12 feet away kind of thing.
Yeah. Nice.
And Death and Strawberries, I am curious, man, because I don't want to hit you guys with too many questions. I know Kerfloss actually put together like a presentation actually that kind of compiles a lot of this. But Death and Strawberries, this was your first DCon experience and first convention, man. I'd love to kind of hear a little bit of your experience, like preparing for it and like the feelings you had and also getting there and like what you kind of experienced, man.
Yeah. Well, I've been out of here before I went, but honestly, I had that even like showing up there, and then you got like, we got Resin Blood right over here, and you got Barbarian Rage across the way, and you got Killer Bootlegs just down the road, and it was just kind of like, what am I doing here, man? But props to Kerfloss, he kind of talked me down off the cliff, and we went forward, and it was really good. Like it was a really rewarding experience. I had a really fun time, and I met a ton of people, had a lot of great conversations, and I actually sold some stuff. So like it was a very rewarding experience. Yeah, it was good.
Are you thinking about going next year? Would you go next year, do you think? Play it out?
Yeah, I mean, we're already planning it. Yeah.
You gotta start on more wax kits, and yeah,
version 2.0 next year. We'll have some extra goodies.
Last week or the week before, we were talking to just kind of the crowd, and then we got some good messaging from Kyle Kerwin, who makes mini figures and is pretty prevalent on the scene. But we were kind of talking about some different reasons why people go to DCon. And for him, it was completely a networking thing. And for other people, it's a monetary thing. It's a chance to really go and kill it for 3 days based on what you're selling, I suppose. What is it for you guys? Is it a little bit of both, or is it more just kind of the sculpting experience, or just kind of letting people know what you do, selling pieces, maybe a combination of all that?
I'll just jump in. For me, it wasn't any of that stuff. Honestly, it was to meet a bunch of people that are here in the chat right now. A lot of people came down to DCon, and it was like, oh, that'd be a great chance. And then the added bonus is like Kerf asked me to be in the booth with him, and it's like, well, I get to sculpt next to this guy. We'd never met in person before I showed up at DCon there that day one. So like wild, but like it just worked out. It was really fun, and we have kindred spirits. So it worked out. But yeah, that was a bonus.
Nice.
Yeah, I still would have gone to sculpt, even if I didn't have any product. To extend what I do in my Instagram, in person, and bring that to show people. That would have been worth it for me too. I just happened to be close to some finished products, and felt like I could push to get those done, and so it was able to have them. But it would have been worth it to me just to go there and sculpt.
Yeah.
I'll add that too. Like if I hadn't had the DCon like deadline, I would not have gotten any of those pieces done. I don't think. Like,
Yeah.
it was good to have that push for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That being said, B, do you have any other like questions that you're kind of dying to know before we let these gentlemen take the floor for a mo?
You know what it is, man? It's all regarding pieces from them. So it's probably not the right time to get into that because that's going to delay this this presentation by a good yeah, dude. I mean, I do have the Goth Rebel Soldier. I do have the
Show
song
'em off.
from Death of the Strawberries. This one right here, dude. This one was super cool. That one has the Roboto from He-Man kind of colorway on it. But this is one of the first things that I bought at DCon was this from DNS, which is sick. I believe you sold out of these, correct?
Yeah. Everything that was custom painted sold out of all three of the items I had offering. So had a couple of clears left over, but I'll be painting those up for round 2.
Dude, look at the clear in this foot right here. I had to stare at that thing when I got it home because I thought it was a hole in the foot, dude. It is so clear that it legit looks like a hole in there. But anyways, that's super sick, dude. I'm a huge fan of He-Man. And so when I saw that, I put 2 and 2 together. That's very cool. Turf Losses, Goth Rebel Soldier is, dude, this thing's so insane. The packaging, first of all, with this card that just has the slits in it that lets the bubbles sit in there. Super, super clean. The coffin, he was actually making these when I walked up to the booth. That's incredible.
I was it was maybe Sunday when I realized if I keep working on these to finish all of these coffins, I'm going to be here trying to pack like the morning that I need to leave. So I was like, I just have to pack up, get everything together, and I'll finish these on the floor.
Yeah, that's funny, dude. They it's great. I mean, you were hand making these, you were folding these and cutting these. But I mean, you have the little window there for the face, dude. Great idea. The piece, dude. Incredible piece, dude. This thing, the way it feels in the hand. I think I was telling somebody that it almost feels metallic. It almost has like a metallic feel. But the paint is crisp, it's static, and it stands like an absolute champ. But the paint on there is, God, dude, if I could get this thing to focus better, that'd be great. This is by far one of the cleanest 3.75s I own, not only just in the makeup, but in the paint as well. It's insane, dude. It's crazy. We went, and actually I was looking at this, and I saw it online, and I said, man, I don't know if that's my cup of tea or not. But then when you get it, you're like, oh, that is stellar.
And you aren't bothered by it not being articulated?
Not at all.
Cool.
In the words of Vomiting Droid, articulation is overrated, right?
More and more and more, like I've been talking to artists, man, like static seems to function easier, especially even legs, from the legs, right? Even if you do the legs static, that seems to be more and more common right now.
Yeah. But the fact that it's static, dude, it matters none to me. On my latest Titty Bean box, I noticed that a lot of his legs and lower halves are now static. I think it's fine. I honestly think that it gives you a little more balance when you're standing the figure up, man. Sometimes the resin tends to settle and bend over time in packaging once it's from the pressure pot to it's in the end user's hand, right? And so what you have is you set it down and it might be off kilter a little bit. And maybe the legs isn't bending the right way, but this, dude, like there's no chance that this thing is not going to stand.
Yeah.
Which is great. And yeah, Vomit was talking about the punch in the window.
Yeah.
Popular
that was more like I had the tool, so I was like, and I was thinking, how am I going to cut this out? And I was going to use a regular hole punch to kind of like to make some kind of shape. And I realized, hey, I had this other shaped hole punch. Let's just throw it on there. And fortunately, it fit. I didn't design the dimension to fit it, but fortunately, there's like 1/8 of an inch on either side. I was like, all right,
yeah. And it's, dude, it is the perfect housing for this figure, dude. It's got the little tab that keeps it closed.
The trick to put the tab back in, if you have like a toothpick, you slip it into the slit first, and then you put the tab on, and that slips it in.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a tight fit, but it's I mean, and you can display that, dude. You can display it in the coffin. You can put it back in the card in the bubble. You can take it out and display it just like that. So you got some options there. But
I want to do a casting where I put in the atomized steel so that it is heavy. And then I want to cast a coffin. And so I'll probably build it out of the polystyrene. And then do a mold of that and do some resin there, and so that you have kind of a pressure fit lid instead of any kind of hinge. Nice. And I think that may be something to do for next DCon.
Yeah, dude, especially if you're saying like a pressure fit lid. God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
that'd be and with the way that resin moves, that would be very cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say on the packaging too. I found out when we were there that in true Kerfloss fashion, in order to make that little slot for the bubble, the blister to go in, he made a like jig, and so like, you know what I mean. So everyone is precisely in the exact same location. Yeah.
John had a hand in helping me finish these. He was cutting the he was cutting the slits in the tabs there while I was trimming the coffins. Thank you for that.
Yeah, so if it's imperfect, it's my fault. If it's perfect, it's his.
That's why this bubble doesn't stay on.
But I wish I had thought of that bubble strategy with the number 2 figure, because I totally would have done that on that card. To deal with those sticky things. It's I wanted people to be able to take it out but also to retain the kind of like pristine nature of a carded figure. And so if they can just easily take it out and put it back in, they can actually get it in their hands and play with it. But I'll certainly be doing that going forward, because it's I don't want people to keep it in the box.
It's perfect for that. I mean, it's very very dark rainbow toys. We'll take a look at some of his stuff next week, but some of the way that his stuff that attaches to the card is it's clean, dude. That's about as clean as you can get. That's sick.
Yeah, feels good.
Nice
Thanks.
job. Presentation time. Let's have it.
Yeah,
let's do
it, boys.
All right.
Let's see Dad's slideshow.
Now, I was telling the guys earlier that this was not something that I had planned to do until a couple of nights ago, and I was like, I really can't talk about the experience without getting it structured, and so here we are. All right, getting your DCon. So some of the hot topics, we'll talk about scrambling, some hyping, prepping and packing, unloading and boothing, displaying and signing and bagging, overnighting, sightseeing and leaving. It's kind of the end-to-end of the experience, and we'll get into it. So scrambling, like the show came up kind of out of the blue almost. There was like all life was going on, for the past maybe 4 or 5 months since I registered for the booth. And then suddenly, hey, 2-3 weeks out, I'm in the middle of a couple of sculpts. Let's try to cram those in and get those produced for the show. And Death and Strawberries too kicked it into high gear. Putting out some of his first castings and those amazing printed cards. It was it was a rush.
Yeah, I had nothing. It was just like, I better make something.
But we still would have gone. That's the point. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
This was the mess of my room, and it's funny. Anytime I get the most likes from the photos of the shop in whatever state it is. It's funny, but this was my life for 3 weeks, and one of those weeks my wife was out of the country, and so I was home with my kid, and I was left to my devices to to get this cleaned up by the time she got back, which was a day before I left. So it was good timing. All right, next, hyping. So basically, like in those weeks coming up, everyone is who's going to be there and have a booth. They're all talking about the pieces that they're going to have. They're doing reveals. They're kind of counting down the days, getting people excited to go see their stuff and hopefully buy it when they get there. And John's profile was a great example of putting the DCon branding out there, hyping the exclusives, showing off the stickers, and meanwhile, I think everyone is using their own hashtags to describe and make sure they can kind of ride the DCon hype all the way to the show.
Yeah, I had to pay extra for the shipping to get those stickers there.
To get them in time.
To make sure I had them, yeah.
Yeah. And the stickers go quick, especially if kids are walking around. They're just going around to collect stickers. And
it was fun though too. It was fun to just give them out. Yeah.
I'd say something. People kept asking for business cards, and I think in part they were thinking of our. In some cases, people were inquiring about would we produce like sculpts for them or do molds for them or something like that, and looking for a proper business card. And the best I had at the moment was my sticker and also a QR code to my profile. But I started to think like maybe having some kind of proper business card, maybe with a sticker back. I think on some of the sticker companies, you can actually print on the back of a sticker in the peel off thing. So that may be something people look into doing next year.
And I did have some cards I printed with the Plug Toyz logo he drew up for me, and then I just put my QR for the Instagram right next to it, and they went pretty quick too. So I don't know if people just collect those things or what, but I did get a few more likes out of it, or follows, I guess. So it works.
Yeah. So while you're hyping, you're also prepping, and this was advice that I heard from a number of people. But like mock up your booth, see how you're going to fit into a 10 by 10 space. I set up the tables. I had to buy another table. I had to figure out how to prop up my magnetic board behind the mirror thing there. I ended up using some kind of this shelf thing and these clamps to hold everything down. You're also thinking about, all right, how many plugs do you need to plug into? And so we're thinking about the orientation of the adapters. We have to get a certain kind of power strip so that we can accommodate more in there. One thing we found when we got to the show was that we only had access to one plug, and I think we were cautious at first because of the heavier electric wax pens that we brought. We didn't want to like blow a circuit down the line or something. It's also good to do this early so that you have time to get any extra display cases or the hanger racks or anything like that. You don't want to be doing that last minute. Yeah,
I didn't do any of that, and it took me forever to figure out how to set everything up. So it's definitely a good move.
And thinking about how much product you're going to have, like how are you going to put it out? If you have a limited space, you can think about putting out a little bit each day. Or put out a few, and if you sell out, you keep refilling. A lot of strategies there. So then packing, I basically my mantra was no regrets, and just pack everything. I brought probably 80% of my tools. Maybe 5% I actually used, but I knew if I encountered any problems, I would have the right thing for it. And if I didn't, John would.
Yeah. And actually, we had quite a few other vendors asking us for tools here and there, so it was pretty handy.
Yeah, the sombrero punch came in handy. Those are you can find them at Michael's, but Michael's was a good like 10 miles away from where we were. And then also packing it, and depending on how delicate your pieces are, you want to make sure you are securely packing things, whether you're flying with it or mailing it. It's going to take up more space, but it's worth it to know that your things are protected. I was bringing a lot of my collection as well, and I didn't want those to get broken in transit either. Unloading. So vendors get to load in Thursday and Friday. And Thursday it's like a 9 to 8 kind of load in. So plenty of time, depending on when you get in. Coming in on Thursday means you're paying for another night as well, but like another hotel night. But it was good to have that extra time to really settle into the space. I was counting on that time to finish the Goth Soldiers as well. So that's kind of an advantage there. It seems like everywhere at DCon you're hit with an opportunity to give your money away, and parking was no exception. But it's worth it to park close. You get to go up to the loading bay, and there's ramps and everything to get your stuff in. And it's really helpful to have wheels, carts of any size to help you make the trip, because the space is huge. You kind of feel like you're walking a quarter mile from your car anyways from the loading dock to get in. Yeah.
That's no joke. I was glad that you brought the carts, or else I don't know what I would have done. It would have been like 20 trips to the car or something. So,
right.
Yeah.
Here's a schematic of my cart rig, and so with the 2 carts, I was able to get everything in one load. I was bringing extra tables, 2 4x2s, a 6 by 2.5. I had my magnetic board. I was bringing sandbags to make sure the tables stayed put since they were really light. And I had all my lamps. I had clamps. I had 2 boxes of art supplies and tools. I had my giant gator sculpt, a roll of packing wrap, all of the product in individual boxes in my collection. I had then the 4-foot pieces, the mirror shelf, the display case, these 4.5-foot backdrop stands that we put our signage up on. It was a lot of like kind of loose stuff. The only thing that really stacked well were the tables and the boxes. So it was good to have the extra wagon there to pull those long pieces. But definitely recommend bringing it if you're driving. It really makes a difference.
Yep. And make sure boxes can close. I came with like all these open-ended boxes, and then you can't stack things on top of it, and it's horrible.
If it means more boxes, it's probably for the best. I always make that mistake when I'm moving my house, is too many open boxes. All right, so boothing, day of the show. It first starts off with a VIP night, and then the general admission starts on Saturday. But I tell you, there was really nothing better than boothing with a buddy, one for logistics, but also passing the time, and just kind of organizing everything and being able to talk to people as they come up, having 2 people to talk about what's on the table helped, especially when there was more than one kind of group hanging out by the goods. But yeah, it's kind of a steady stream of people who follow you, people who you've grown close to on Instagram, a bunch of strangers who are just curious, and some asking questions, others just being silent and observing, which we took the opportunity to interject that silence and say, hey, this is the process. This is making an action figure, and that usually prompts some kind of curiosity from them, and we just start chatting. It's fun.
Yeah, I think it was key that like we both kind of do the same sort of process, so it was really easy for either one of us to talk to somebody about our work because it was very similar, in how it goes. And then that educational component, I never would have thought of it, but like it really draws people in. Like they're just like, oh, you're teaching me how this works. Like that's really cool. And it was a real eye opener to me that people were super interested in like seeing how the sausage is made, even if they're not like gonna collect a figure or something. They're interested and they're looking, and maybe they'll follow the Instagram or whatever. So yeah, that was cool.
I think there were a few people I saw that were sculpting or doing something behind their booth, where they were making something. It wasn't as elaborate as ours, but they were working on a piece they were going to put up to sell or something like that. And it's kind of long hours being there. If you're not walking around and you're just waiting for people to pass by, it can. If you kind of put yourself in the shoes of the audience, if they see someone just sitting behind their booth, and looking around, and they're hoping that someone just comes up and investigates, there's almost maybe some kind of pressure to there's gonna be some kind of interaction if you walk up. But I was hoping, and I'm not sure, John, if you saw this, if the fact that we were working on something meant more people were coming up because we weren't making eye contact to begin with, and they could just kind of silently come up and without the expectation that they're gonna have a chat kind of thing, if that meant more people stop by.
I don't know. I think a lot of people were definitely drawn in by the museum statement piece you had out in front there, and then our booth wasn't really set up as like a sales thing, you know what I mean? We had some stuff off to the side, but most of it was like, here's our workshop and here's the process thing. And so I do think people were drawn to that for sure. Yeah.
I think what I was happy that we both did, and I think that's why it was so great to booth with you, was we shared the same passion about it, and I think that passion was shared with the people there, and I think we got a similar reaction of like people were I don't know how to qualify what they were feeling, but it seemed reciprocated, that there was this like equal kind of like excitement about what they were seeing, I think because of what we were bringing to them, and the way we were talking about it.
As somebody even from home, it was crazy for me how excited I got when I was chatting to you guys and I got to see your booth, and you guys had brought some of the homies, and I got so excited to see those homies being like, they're at DCon at the booth with the fucking boys. Like, no way. And then there was even pieces of your own work that I was very excited to see there. You had the Bounty Buddies in some very exciting colors. You had your new Battle Gators. You had the big, massive freaking like Octo Gator that you've been working on for a little bit. It's huge. It's on the little like back burner side thing. But no, I would agree, man. Like you guys brought a whole different experience, and as much as you guys had some things people could purchase, I didn't get the vibe from your booth that I had to be purchasing in order to approach.
Right.
I could approach just to be able to see like all this world of the indie resin toys that I think resonated and clearly showed like you said, the passion. It's exuding from your booth.
Cool.
Yeah, I think too. For me anyway, I get the feeling like it's genuine from Kirk. It's obviously genuine for me too. Like I don't care if I sell anything at all, but it's fun to hang out there with everybody, and show people what we're doing. And if somebody wants to learn and try it themselves, then that's fantastic too. And I think that was kind of what people were feeling maybe.
Yeah, I had about 30, maybe like 25 chunks of monster clay, and I ended up handing out just about every one of them. The moment someone mentioned that they had started sculpting or were sculpting in something else, and we're thinking about it, I was like, here, take a chunk.
Yeah. It was like Pee-wee's Playhouse. I was like, ding, 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 you said the magic word.
Next year, I want to try to get a sponsorship for some clay and see if they'll front that, because Smooth On, this isn't a plug. I just discovered at the show that Smooth On is creating a competitor clay to Monster Clay. So it's something that I want to give a try, but it could be worth spreading the name of a new product, and handing it out to folks.
Yeah,
all right.
We did the same with the wax. I had some extra samples, and if people were really into wax, it was like, well, here, take a couple extra little chunks and play with it, Yeah.
All right, so booth amenities. All you get is one plug. There are two plugs there, but you're sharing the other one with someone on the backside. A plug, 2 chairs, and an 8x2 table. So you got to bring everything else. And one thing we didn't bring was food. So bring your sandwiches, bring your water, extra tables, extra chairs if you need them, better chairs. If you need them, the chairs they had were pretty flimsy. So you're also storing all of your boxes, all your extra product. It's all going to go somewhere. And under tables is a good way to hide it. You're trucking a lot in there. Our layout ended up being the 8x2 in the front, a 6x2.5 in the back. That one was I was bringing it just in case, but we needed it right away to put all of our gear on. We had kind of like a packing area with our packing supplies for people who bought stuff, and then carts and stuff went under the table. If you look at the scale of us, there wasn't much room left after 2 guys got in there.
I feel like you have the height listed in there.
Like when you think you're over, you're like, almost 2/3 the length of one of the sides. Like, I think I underestimated the amount of space needed around a chair.
I underestimated how much my knees would hit the table and knock everything over.
That's why I brought the sandbags.
Yeah.
10x10. It gets small quick. So displaying. You got John as your showgirl there, just like really repping his stuff. Something I was realizing pretty quickly was that it was we had small stuff, and John's stuff was even smaller than mine, you have to be at least 3 feet away from it to be able to see any of the detail and understand what's actually going on. Epoxy Crusader and Gorehounds and Dimension X Toys were right next to us, and they had these big signs up top. They had these big toys up top, and John and I were saying at the end of this that we're like, we need to have like posters or something of our product, something that puts it in large scale, and that we can get it up high. Because even having it down, like hanging off the front of the table, if people are standing in front of your table, no one's going to see it. So you got to have all that stuff up top, and especially if you have small stuff, if you can scale it up somehow. Maybe if you get it 3D printed from Dimension X Toys, you can get that large scale stuff to really show off the pieces. The presentation, is also what invites people, even kind of the appearance of it, even if you don't see the detail, the stuff you have around it gets people to draw in. And there are tons of examples there of guys with neon signs, or they also had posters. They had blow ups of their small stuff, or they had Death and Slice City Rebels had a giant, 10 by 10 wall with the illustration of those figures. He also had the advantage of a corner, so the people who had corners were also kind of doing, had a little more option to really show off their work there. But display is important, and there are lots of ways to display it. Like even with the hang tags on Epoxy's racks there. Great ways to get the product up there, and also give people that kind of like store experience, right?
Yeah, I'd say if you can get somebody to be able to see it from across the room and be drawn in, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And we had some signs like, hey, here's who we are, but if you didn't follow us on Instagram already, it doesn't mean anything to you,
Yeah. Sign-in. So yeah, the other part of that had some wonderful hand painted signs by Death and Strawberries. And had we not had those, we probably would have been limited to just what we had down on the table. So it was great to raise those up to the top of our back wall. And and not only your brand, like your brand is one aspect, but Kerfloss and Death and Strawberries, it could mean something totally different. It doesn't say what we do. And so saying there's wax sculpting there, if it was a toy making sign, things that talk about what you're doing and what kind of products you have, I think would go a long way towards answering the questions people have as they're passing by to draw them in. The other good signage, and I remember this from the previous year, I didn't have any prices out on the stuff I had on my little table, so I kept repeating it. And by having the little price tags there, people don't have to ask, and it could just be a passive, like they see it, do they agree with it or not? They don't have to say anything. They can say it with handing over money or by walking away that it just wasn't the price point for them. And then
I'll say too, just how you mounted them to foam core like that really classed it up. It was really nice.
Yeah, it's better than just like a little label. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had to actually it was like I don't remember, because I put my pricing together like the night before, so like I couldn't remember half the time like what I put that one at and what I put this one at.
I was making mine and then I asked you. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very handy that way too.
And then also print out the QR codes. It makes it really easy for people to snap a photo and either jump to your PayPal, jump to your Instagram. It's a good idea to put more space between the QR codes. I had them a little close, and so people were, depending on how they approached it with their camera, the camera would have snapped any one of them. So I'm sitting there holding my hand to cover some of them up, but it was a great way for people to pay quickly.
I'll say too, as a newbie, I just had like PayPal and then I was accepting cash, but like have Venmo and Zelle is another one. But anyway, as many of those as you can, options for people to pay, because everybody has a different thing. So
yeah, there were a number of people were ready to pay. We're ready to pay with a card, and we didn't have a Square reader. I'm not sure what it takes to get one of those, but it seemed most people were, if they couldn't use a card, they were able to do something else. Bagging. So yeah, it's nice to know that the things you buy are going to be protected in your big bag of swag or other products or a backpack. And so padded envelopes, like little shipping boxes, the boxes I use to ship my gators and some in the Bounty Buddies in the past, I had extras of those and was able to bring those to wrap up the goth soldiers. It was is nice to be able to say, all right, yeah, let me wrap this up for you, it's going to be safe. And especially the small stuff too. I had some armature kits, all of John's pieces, like really to put those in some kind of, if not just in a ball of a bubble wrap, just to make it bigger. It means it's not going to get lost or inside a bag or misplaced if someone leaves it somewhere. Yeah, bring some bags, boxes to bag that stuff.
That's something I really appreciate you helped me out with. I did not come prepared there.
I think that was another learning from the previous year. I just I think I had the Halloween gaiters last year, and they're a good size, but I realized let's protect this stuff a little more. Yeah. Overnighting. So every night the vendors have like an extra 30 minutes to like close up. There is on-site security, but still a lot of people were covering their tables, covering their displays, or would take the display down, take their products down, put them under the table. I took down my, the collection and put it up each morning because I don't want that stuff hanging out. And I took my wax sculpts back to the hotel with me. There was no chance I wanted to lose those. Yeah, it was this process of like, let's set it up differently a little differently each day. Breaking down the number 2 display box. I had separate boxes for the wax and the clay sculpts, and a little time consuming, but at the end, no regrets. That was my mantra. I didn't want to lose something.
There were horror stories we heard, but when we were there, it didn't seem like, well, other than Killer Bootleg, that was in plain daylight. But we just wanted to make sure everything was secure as best we could. You can't take everything with you, so you kind of have to pick and choose.
Yeah. And there were some folks that just like left their stuff wide open, like, sure. And even close to the aisle, like some people would put like chairs like at the edge of the booth, as if to prevent people from going in. But some folks were more comfortable with it. Others like myself, I think I was like, let's take home the valuables kind of thing. And then sightseeing. So if you're not careful, you'll be there and actually miss it. We were saying it feels like you're in Vegas and you don't know what time it is. And so time passes by quick, depending on what you're doing. I'm sure for some, maybe it feels like it can drag on, but get up and get around. And that's also why it's good to go with a buddy, someone to watch your table while one person goes off, either to get lunch or to go around and sightsee.
And I still feel like I tried really hard to go see stuff, and I still feel like I was like, what was that? I didn't even know that was there. I missed so much. It's just so big. Yeah. I think the ToyzAlive you guys did before, where you're going over the map and like putting dots on the map where you want to go, like that's helpful even if you have a table, because then you can just beeline it to certain places and be able to come back to your table. Yeah.
It was also being good. It was also good to be in that resin alley, at least because we knew other people there. If you're around, if you have a booth around people you don't know, you might become friends in that time and say, hey, would you watch my stuff while I go to the bathroom or something like that. But it was good being right next to Epoxy Crusader and the other guys, because we knew them, and booths were right next to each other. We could easily watch each other's stuff if we both had to be away from the table. So it was good to have buddies around. And then leaving, I asked Epoxy if I could use these photos, because he did a great job of getting a whole bunch of selfies the end, it's as they say there, it sucks, you want to keep going, you want to keep hanging out, and but it's a good time to start trading with other artists. Some even start to give stuff to them, just to give stuff away and say thanks and, good to see you kind of thing. Yeah, and it's kind of a slower day on Sunday too, so there's more opportunity for that, and you're less likely to miss opportunity for sales, on that last afternoon.
Also, too, after hours, I imagine like let's all hang out and like we'll be hanging out all night and whatever, and like I was exhausted after a day of just talking to people all day, and then you're just hungry, and by the time you get food in you and it's late, like it was hard to find time to like hang out, but I'm glad we did. We got to hang out with Epoxy and Dimension X and Gorehounds, and that was a great conversation, man. It was just like fantastic. So I'm gonna try and make more time for that next year too.
And a great place for it was Roscoe's. I have it here. Chicken and waffles, a great way to end the night. And they have a lot of big tables, so you can go in bigger groups, and it's only a half mile from the. Yeah, it was a good time. Good time for sure.
And I missed one trick, so next time we're doing it.
Yeah. So that's the presentation. I'll put a copy of this in the link in my bio, and I'll probably do a couple of slides in an IG post too. But yeah, that was the experience and some of the tips and tricks and what to expect.
Well,
yeah,
I wish you would have worked a little harder on that. Honestly, I mean, you come in here, Kerf, and you half-ass it. Typical Kerf loss, That was great. That was some really good insight to kind of what's going on there. I think a couple takeaways that I have from that was you're absolutely right, dude. The way you guys had your booth set up to a buyer, it felt very comfortable as far as this stuff is over here, and you can tell that it's probably for sale, but you're probably going to have to ask about it. It's not like, hey, have you seen this? You want to take a look at this? It was more about sculpting, and then as you're watching you guys sculpt, you kind of see these pieces off to the side, and you're like, oh, those are cool. That's probably something that he made. I wonder if those are for sale, and obviously they are. But that was very comfortable. That made it a very good experience. The other thing that was funny is, I'm not shitting you, dude. And DNS, this too, man. We talked so many times about hanging out with people, and you go there and you think, oh, dude, this is so cool. We're all going to be in the same spot. We can go hang out. We talked about going to Disneyland and just doing all this stuff. And you realize very quickly that when you're there for the first half day and you're walking around, you're like, number one, I'm hungry. Number two, I probably need a nap. Number three, my wallet hurts. And number four, like, I just kind of want this day to be over. You know what I mean? By the end of Saturday, and you get into Sunday, where it really does, like you said, Kerf, it really does feel like everybody's kind of wrapping it up. But by the end of the day, man, just not even being attached to a booth and just kind of walking around, dude, you are spent by the end of the day. That is not forgiving ground in there. That is straight up hardcore pavement. And when you're walking all day, it is... man, it's a long day. Even when you're having fun, it's a long day. But
bring comfortable shoes, like bring walking shoes. I was in my flat Vans, and it gets to my feet after a while.
Absolutely. And what I would say about Vans is make sure that they're not brand new Vans. You will end up with blisters that hurt. 2 years in a row now. So maybe next year I will learn my lesson. Probably not. But
you look fly though. You look fly, bro. So
and that's all that matters. Dude, presentation, man. That was on point, dude. That was very, very informative. A schematic for the cart, crumbs. I mean, are you kidding me right now? Holy smokes, dude.
I was thinking of doing like an isometric drawing. I put that together maybe like a couple hours before this. So it was like I wanted to do like one of those cutaways you see, or like the Star Wars ships. But that was probably a step too far. Yeah.
You crushed that, man. If anything was hard, it's very similar to when B to the J just unboxes like a fantastic toy and I've gone on speaker view and you're sitting there and it's like, you just like should be muted so you don't interrupt, but you're sitting there like being like, oh no, like laughing away, sitting there like that, whatever. Like, I don't interrupt, just enjoy, sit back, observe. No, that was fantastic, man. You really did summarize like a lot of things that I wouldn't have even really thought about. Somebody, Chrysosaurus Rex actually meant, Chrysosaurus Rex mentioned that they didn't bring a cart, and all I could think is like, there's so much chaos. Like you mentioned, this was your second, and then there was 2 of you, so it was a little bit of kind of like bounce back, and you knew for months. I would imagine so many people were missing like that, like one thing you wouldn't even freaking think about in a billion years.
Like an X-Acto knife or a razor blade or something like that. People were constantly asking us for one of those.
When you guys mentioned actually the bagging and boxing for the purchases, my brain was instantly like, oh shoot, I like for $30 you can go to a Paper Depot, get those Indestructo boxes, but I wouldn't have thought to get a sleeve of like a why would you,
Yeah.
Frick, man.
Yeah.
That's
Shed
schematic.
Quarter says that's, I was just gonna read that. That's I could see that on a shirt, man. That's a DCon exclusive right there. That's funny.
Yeah, maybe we'll make that happen.
Yeah.
There you go, man.
Good
There
job,
you
man.
go.
So the plan is next year, maybe not the exact same thing, but something similar, huh?
Yeah, and next year it's in mid-December too. Just for anyone who's hasn't gotten that news, we heard like the day of the show they announced the next date. They, I think some of the rationale I heard was like too many people are traveling just before Thanksgiving, but people have just traveled and they're about to travel again for Christmas. Is the middle of December going to be the best time? Who knows?
Dude, what do you think about that? I mean, so it was on the back of the program, right? So I go there the first day and I got in and they were setting up and I snagged a program and it's right on the back of it, right here. See you next year, December 15th through 17th. By the way, I found a stack of these. And so I'll be handing some of these out with giveaways. What do you know? They were just there. Yeah. But I mean, December 15th through 17th, I mean, that's brutal. That is a week before Christmas. The weather's not great. It's always pretty decent down there, but man,
People flying out from other cities. Yeah.
What a rough time, man. The traveling is going to be a little bit screwy. How about having it like after people get their taxes back? Like, can we shoot April, May, June, something like that? But
yeah.
That's a tough one, dude. I personally absolutely hate it. But I'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think our game plan for next year, we learned some stuff about the signage. I think that was my big takeaway. And especially if I'm going to have stuff there, but even to have the armature kit really big. If we're just doing demos of stuff, to have examples of those demos, like come open a mold. That was a real fun thing. Like when the kids would come by, I had a gator mold there and they'd get the experience of taking it apart and you'd see their eyes light up from it. It was, a special moment for those kids, I hope.
Yeah. Also kid friendly over there too, man. They had at back corner, they had a bunch of like carnival games for kids where they could win prizes and stuff. So if you have young kids, kind of hesitant bringing them there. There is a lot of younger kid themed stuff there. Lots of good comments in the room. What people are saying about why it should not be in December. I agree, dude. Expensive travel, expensive rooms, snow, hotels are expensive.
And just all the drops that were happening, like before and after DCon, like it was just take all my money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of
well, and it's right before Christmas too, which if you're going there to buy a ton of stuff, it just makes the build up there. It just makes everything a little bit different because there's other things going on. But
mostly people who are shopping there are shopping for themselves. That's my impression. It's collectors. Like my mom would go there, but I'm saying maybe someone's mom isn't going to go there to shop for toys for their adult son.
Sure.
You know, like it's not a place it's not a Christmas market.
Yeah.
So to speak. Yeah.
You're right, man. I think we were talking about that the other day. We were talking about, getting pieces from the community and giving them to family members and it meaning absolutely nothing to them. Are you kidding me? You know what that is? And they're just like, I sure as hell don't. So.
Yeah.
It's funny that Kurt's mom is such a sweet lady. She is part of this community. She's on like almost every live he does. And she bought one of my little extendo neck aliens, and it was the sweetest thing. She's really nice.
The biggest collection of my gators is at my mom's house right now.
Nice.
I know.
Yeah.
I know
And Bounty
where
Buddy
I'm
is
putting
number
it.
2. Yeah.
I will say for next year, for me personally, it's going to be bigger and better. Like I think I was lucky to just get anything done and show up there this year, and now I'm going to plan for it. And there's going to be a lot more me in it. There's going to be a lot more sculpting and everything kind of made from scratch type of thing. So I'm really excited, and I think it's going to be. I'm sure Kurt's going to bring the heat. So I think it'll be really fun again.
I'll bring the clay at least. Maybe a hot pot to show some melting examples. Yeah.
There you go.
With it being in December, bring a hot pot, brew some chili, dog.
There you
You
go.
guys have some chili brewing? People will be coming to your
Ooh.
booth.
Yeah. Wax sample and a chili sample. Perfect.
I'm thinking so, man. Fuck yeah. Gentlemen, is there anything else that you could maybe leave us with, or you want to get out of your system before we drop you out like a hat today?
Nope, we love you. Thank you for the show.
Yeah.
No,
A lot of fun, guys. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, and thank you for everything you guys do. Honestly, like between the two of you, like, and Kurt Plaza, like, I think man, like you have put a lot of hours into informing a lot of the community. And Death and Strawberries, man, I know that you are looking forward to bringing your spice this next little bit, so I'm excited for that, man.
Thanks, guys.
Sick. Thank
Cheers.
you. I don't know,
A little more,
both of you
little-
at the same time.
little more effort next time, boys. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
a little bit more effort and more professionalism. Actually, I was
You'll
kind of
get it.
surprised. Kurf was a weird one to do that too. Death and Strawberries, I was like, well, no, I have no problem doing the dick fucking remove to him. But Kurf, it was like, you're so nice. You're so fucking professional.
The funny thing is, dude, like when
I don't know how to boot you.
when Kurf is talking, you kind of feel like you're in class. You know what I mean? Like when you're in class, you're
Not
like,
in a bad way, though. Not in a bad way. In like,
not in
like the
a bad
best way possible. If I fucking paid that much attention during school,
Yes.
oh man, my grades would have been much better.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, dude, not in a bad way at all, in a very good way. But the sense is, it's like this is somebody knowledgeable who is speaking about something that is important to this community. But he's someone who knows. I mean, like he knows what the fuck he's talking about. You know what I mean? And the same with DNS, dude. And that's what I like about getting these guys here who had a booth there, because everything they said, dude, is like super on point. Like if you go there and you have a booth, absolutely go with somebody. I can't tell you how many people I went and got water or food for just because they were like, hey man, can you go grab me a water real quick? Because I can't leave. They're the one person at their booth, and like you legit can't leave, dude. If you leave, no one's gonna watch your booth for you. At night when the show's over at 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and they say, okay, show's over, everybody out. You can't just walk away. You know what I mean? Like you got to do something. You got to cover it up. And the only thing I'm getting at is there's just a lot of other work, a lot of stuff that you don't really see. And I'm glad they brought that to light because it's it's tough, dude. It's a tough 3 days. It's a busy 3 days. And there's just lots of little things to remember. Stuff like you have one outlet. Like, damn, dude, like you better be choosy on what you want to plug in,
Bring all the extension cords you want, but if you didn't bring a power surge to like bar,
Yeah. Absolutely.
Their booth, for me personally, it doesn't even matter if like, and this is gonna come out probably wrong. I don't know if Kurfloss actually like. The issue is if a scientist tells me that the planet's fucking round, I'm like, hell yeah, it is. I'm not smart enough. So there is certain shit with Kurfloss. It's like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I think he knows everything. What I love about those two guys is they're like fucking archaeologists of knowledge at this point, you know?
Yeah.
Where a lot of dudes go down this path of being like, how do I make a mold? And what materials do you use to make a mold and cast resin? These two dudes are like, what waxes were the sculptors sitting at the table designing their first action figure using? The fact Turfloss decided basically like during like that pandemic period, reaching a point in his like life where he's kind of like, I kind of have a little bit more absent time. I could take on be a hobby. What do I want to do? I've never sculpted, but you know what? I want to learn how to build an action figure the way that they would do it on the fucking floor. It's like, that's dope to me. And even when I think of Death and Strawberries ET with the neck, and I know how badly they're both like constantly discussing this side like idea of like this perfect hollow figure with the articulation that's going to work, right? So it's like, even when I think of that ET with the neck, I'm like, yeah, okay, you guys are playing around with joints and the hollow and trying to figure out like what method will get you that ability to get that full rotation and shit. It's fun, man. It's cool.
Yeah. You're right, dude. And that's what's very cool about it too, man. It's like they're not on this other level where like, oh, I've been doing this for X amount of years, and oh, you want to know how to do something, you just do it like this. It's so easy, you know, especially like in DNS's case, we're really seeing him develop into a great sculptor, dude. You know what I mean? Like from a couple of years ago to where he wasn't really doing a whole lot of stuff like that to where he's taking step by step and where he's going.
I do have to say it too, like, because you know, this is something I was battling with a lot this week. Kyle Corwin posted a post about it, and I was like, hell yeah, I needed it that day. I was like in the shower debating whether or not to post anything about it. Saw his post, I'm like, hell yeah. So you know, there's days you don't see results. A lot of us are results driven. And unfortunately, I feel like we do live in a society where it feels almost kind of like when we don't have that finished product to share with the homies, it's kind of like, oh man, everybody probably thinks I'm just sitting on my ass and I'm probably just like not fucking working. But the reality is like you're putting in like those 14, 15-hour days just grinding. And some days you don't get to see the finished result. And so I think it's like important times to remember too, that it's like there are a lot of artists in our scene that they're doing the work, they've got a lot of projects, and it is going to be pretty wild when all of a sudden like you see that like you've been building this bridge and now you're at that last little tie off. So like boom, a drop, boom, a drop. Like Kerfloss is a great example, I'd say, where it's like for a long while there, we were all kind of sitting there being like, we're seeing the Hollow 2 hollow figure, then we're seeing the number 2 kind of being worked on, then we're seeing Bounty Buddies, then we're seeing another Gator being made, and then it's like full store drop. Boom, what's up, guys? I'm ahead of the game. You just had no idea. I needed you to catch up. It's like, boom. I don't know.
No, you're right, dude. It's I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, man. It's just, I think you and I have talked before, dude. We were talking about kind of our all of our like our followers, right? Like you and I, we both don't have a ton of followers. And I guess it just depends on what you consider a ton, but whether it's 10 or 1,000, if it's all organic, to me, it feels really good for it to be organic, meaning you didn't go and you know, buy a bunch of stuff. It's not a bunch of bullshit on there. It's people who genuinely like, you know, what you're posting, or the same stuff that you're into or something like that. So
same as a pity buy. Nobody wants to get a pity buy. We're kind of the same way. We don't like, you know, we appreciate the fact you guys give us the time you do. It's insane.
Right. And it just feels very organic with them as well. Anyways, that was a hell of a presentation, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was a hell of a presentation. We have Fletch is going to tell us a bit about his booth, but you know what? I feel like I haven't had a chance to really like talk to you about Toyz. You went to DCon, you had some grabs. I don't want to put you on the spot at all because I unfortunately, my brain's been a whirlwind. I did not read the post, so I did not see if you had unboxing to do tonight, but I do still want to see some of your DCon posts if you do that. Again, not putting you on the spot for anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I have all of that. I have DCon stuff sitting right here. I have boxes to open behind me. So we can do whatever, man.
Are your boxes for tonight or are they for a different night?
I have a lot of boxes.
I just know that you are a respectful man. I hope I'm not putting you on the spot here, I hope, but B to the J likes to make sure he tags individuals if he's gonna be doing it. I'm usually fucking half asleep. I'm lucky if I fucking make it to the day, dude. So like I don't want to put you on the spot if you haven't had a chance to notify anybody to catch the fact that you're gonna fucking show off their stuff either.
You know what? I did. I didn't do all of them behind me because I thought we should save some for next week. But yeah, I do have a couple to open. I could probably do at least one right now.
Yeah, lay one on me. And also, if anybody hasn't chimed in, I know that we do have that Baba Drock giveaway piece chilling there. I've loaded up the Wheel of Death with a bunch of names. If you haven't spoken up and you want that gorgeous piece, please chime in.
It is thermal as well. It does change color, which I don't think I posted about that. But anyways, so the piece that we'll look at right now, I think I told you, dude, when I got home from DCon, I had the DCon stuff, but then I also had a couple boxes waiting for me, one of them being from One Trick Pony. And that's what we're going to look at right now. This piece is crazy. I'm going to tell you that right now. This piece, and I've talked to One Trick Pony, does not fit in my collection. I'd be surprised if it fits in anybody's collection. And then we started getting kind of on the subject of it not really being a toy per se, as it's much more of an art piece. So anyways, this was in a drop that he did. This was in a drop that he did recently. I want to say, probably a couple weeks before DCon. And it's in a couple pieces. So we'll put it together real quick. But this piece right here, man,
I think I don't want to be a dick. Like, I think I know what it is. As you're saying, it's in a couple pieces. Like I'm sitting here being like, frick. And you mentioned it's an art like piece. His drop was so good.
That's the backer for it, right?
Yes, that hangs. It hangs on the wall with that. The figure stands, I believe, like not quite behind, 3/4 behind, and I didn't know if it was an LED light because, of course, Hanno Doom often will collaborate with One Trick on pieces, and they do electronics. Or I wasn't sure if it was glow in the dark resin. I didn't get a chance to talk to him about that piece because I basically knew I couldn't grab any of those pieces, and I had to just fucking like ignore it. Oh my fuck.
Yeah. So it's glow in the dark resin. Okay. Is what you're talking about. So in the dark, this basically looks like a cauldron that's glowing. Is basically what that looks like. So it glows like hard ass in there, right? And then this is one of the figures. Right. And it's like a 3.75 Emperor with really nice purple and black marbling on it. Super sick. That goes on there. And then it also has this other cat that goes with it. It goes right there. So, but then this is what goes. So there's something that goes in the cauldron. I don't know if you remember seeing that at all. Dude, but this is wild, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why I think this is so cool. But especially when it's glowing. Dude, it gives you this effect. You have the cat right there. So it ends up being something like that. And then this would be glowing in here, right?
Does the cat glow too?
UV on the cat, which is kind of hard to see, but in this light. But yeah, dude. So that's it right there. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what you say about that. It's dope, dude. I love this piece. I'm gonna actually put this piece outside of the collection room somewhere. I'm thinking maybe there's a little wall leading into the collection room. I'm thinking it might sit right there as you're walking into it. But it's crazy, dude. It's a crazy piece. Bam, One Trick Pony right there. That was from a drop that he did recently. There was a Halloween drop that was, I think, maybe 4 or 5 pieces. And that's it, man. Sick piece. That's Straight up wood.
You know how I feel about One Trick Pony, man. That's a beautiful piece. Did a lovely job of it. And we said it with O'Keefe earlier. There's pieces where you're just like, glad it's where it is.
You know what, dude? I think I told you before. I met Max at DCon. And dude, he is such a nice dude. But when that someone just has like a really humble and just a nice spirit.
You know what summarizes, in my opinion, One Trick Pony was hilarious because Death and Strawberries ran into him, and his description was, we ran into him and he was holding the door open for everybody, and I just froze.
I can see that.
And I had to laugh because it was just kind of like, leave it to fucking good old One Trick Pony to be the guy that's holding the door open for a fucking clan of everybody flooding in from DCon.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. It's like I go over and I see him, and he hit me up and he said that he was at this one table, which if he wouldn't have hit me up, I never would have known. I mean, maybe I would have saw someone post that he was there, but he was at this table that I was not familiar with at all. But I walk up to the table and I see him, and he got up out of his chair really quick and give me a big old hug. Dude, you know what, dude? As funny as that is, the feeling that you have when someone is genuinely glad to see you.
Oh, dude, energy and
doesn't-
hugs like that. Oh, dude, you're gonna make me fucking cry, loser.
Dude, it doesn't happen that often, dude. Like with family, you know what I mean? And sometimes with family, it's not even real. But that was real, dude. That was some amazing shit, man. Yeah, Carolina Cool Cat, you'll probably have a chance to talk to him at Assembly Required in February. That'll be super rad, man. But dude, that was an experience on its own. Just meeting him was I could have gone there.
I bet, man.
And left
damn.
would have left with just seeing him, and everything would have been cool.
Dude, the fact that Poxy Crusader was there from Mexico, what are you talking about? Dimension X Toys was there. Death and Strawberries was there. Like, Magoo was there. What are you doing, Magoo? Magoo, let me know next time.
Yeah, and you know what's funny, dude, is a lot of people you didn't really see they were going to be there, and then next thing you know, you start seeing posts of them, and they're there, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So anyways, that was the One Trick Pony one. You want to do one more?
Yeah, you drop one more. I'm grabbing a couple names that I just caught now. So again, everybody, if you Toys on Tap, boom. If you guys haven't had a chance, make sure to chime in about the Wheel of Death for the giveaway there for Baba Drock. Tuning in while opening some vomiting joints on to fucking Toys and Tap. I'm just gonna go there to Yucko, man. I love what you do for the scene of the community, but you currently are rubbing our faces in it right now, dude. Like, come on, come on.
Dookie, what's happening? Oh, hey, they went antiquing. You know what's funny, dude? I think last year last year. Oh, you know what? Maybe that was Resin Blood. I think it was Resin Blood and CBD. Chicken Burger Disco went antique too, or maybe Abe was involved in that one too. I can't remember. So this one's from Retro Gimmick. I saw Retro Gimmick on a live the other day with the Cherry Brothers, and that was really good. If you guys, I don't know if anybody posted that afterwards, but that was really good. Retro Gimmick is super cool, dude. He has a ton of followers, which doesn't really mean shit, but he does have a lot of cool pieces. I have a lot of his pieces. They're always on point. This one I've actually missed several times, and it came back. And I thought it was really good, so I bought it. Share this if you're not ashamed to have Jesus on your wall. And there you go.
Yeah. What I love about that, when I moved into my first apartment ever, the previous owner had left some really tacky Jesus there. So me and my first roommate got in a habit where we would come home from work before the other person and hide Jesus somewhere. And then when they found it and got spooked by Jesus, they'd have to hide Jesus somewhere. So That's hilarious to me.
Well, this way you don't have to hide. He'll just be on your wall the whole time. But so he's stuck in there. He's not to take out or anything, but that's it, dude. I mean, Retro Gimmick has some super cool stuff, man. He's always got a nice fat variety on there. He did have that Baron Bloodstar at the DKE booth at DCon, which was awesome. I did not get it, but that's a really cool piece. He actually talked about that piece when he was chatting with the Cherry Brothers the other day. And that's it, man. Retro Gimmick, give him a follow. I'm sure most everybody does already, but you know, if you're looking for something like this, he does do runs of these every now and then of, you know, 4, 5, or 6, and they usually go pretty fast. I mean, it's at a pretty decent price. Always really good quality. Backers are always nice and thick. This is one that I've never had a problem with the bubble or the blister popping off or anything like that. So
he's kind of a big deal. He's kind of a big deal.
Retro Gimmick, he's a very big deal. And you know what's funny is me and him have actually got into some really cool conversations about vintage NES. If you have any questions about vintage Nintendo, hit him up. He will probably respond to that. We were talking about cheat codes and Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and I had bought a King Hippo piece from him. Cool guy. He is very, very talented. He's up on it. He's one of those guys, man, who you know, when current events happen, there's always like a handful of guys that are like on it right away, right? Like who's gonna get to it first. Retro Gimmick's up there. He's one of those guys who's really up on current events. You know, he does some of those movie prop type pieces as well, but he's also got some original work. I mean, that Baron Bloodstar, there's a lot of original sculpt on there as well. So anyways, Retro Gimmick. Yeah, Dookie, that's exactly what we were just talking about, man. That interview with him and the Cherry Brothers. Dookie, good to see you.
The Cherry Brothers. Good old Barb Rage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem to know his brother a lot more than myself. I haven't dug down that rabbit hole. I'm going to do a quick share screen. We're going to get that fucking Baba Jock into somebody's hands.
Yes.
Sick. If anybody doesn't see your name on the wheel here, you know what? In the new year, it's going to be the Wheel of Life. After going into 2023, we'll stop calling it the Wheel of Death. It'll become the Wheel of Life. That Toy's going to go live a new life with somebody. We'll stop calling it the Wheel of Death. But for now, if you don't see your name on the Wheel of Death, please let us know, and we will make sure to add it there. I have been trying to go all through and add you guys as I can, but I'm me, so I mean, come on, let me know.
Also, there is some Bobadrock stickers that we'll take a look at too, and then he also included a little goodie bag of stuff to go along with the piece here. Man, there's a lot of people on that wheel. Check that out.
Thank you for that catch, Bobadrock. I guess you like that shit. Like you really enjoy that work, but you're probably good.
Did you get Pocket Salsa in there? Yep, he's in there. Tales from the Hood piece, yes. Street Fight SPX, yes, absolutely. That's a good one.
So Ricochet, congratulations to Ricochet. I'll be honest, see, I'm so bad with names. This is where I was saying before, I'm better with the other. Is that Von Fake name that we were talking about earlier?
I don't know. But please hit us DMs with an address. And I will give me that Grinch hoodie, crumbs.
Which hoodie?
The So yeah, hit us up in the DMs. Let us know where to send it, and I will get that out. There you go, Ricochet. Yes, winner, chicken dinner, bud. Hit us up in the DMs with your address so we can get this thing out to you. I will try to get it out. I will not be able to make it to the post office tomorrow. It'll be early next week.
You want to pull Fletch in here and rag his
Fletcher, get in here. I hung out with Fletch for a quick minute today.
Oh, did you? It's so
In
weird to
person.
see how close you guys live. Oh, a recollection. Oh, get out of here, you sneaky goof. Dude, the way that you were laying down the frickin' the blue, I don't even know, what are they, like water adhesives? Beautiful. Your work's always gorgeous.
I saw that video, dude. So Ricochet, I know where this one's going. This one's going to the great state of Montana.
Dude, the way you laying down the frickin'
fellas.
Fletch, you look great,
Fletcher.
homie. I love it.
What's going on?
Your style
you know,
is
just
always so good. I'm so jelly.
hanging out. Oh man. There
Those
we
are gorgeous paintings behind you, man. I'm not used to seeing you in this room. Oh, damn.
Nah, yeah, I'm in another room tonight. I'm not in the garage. Normally I'm in the man cave.
So yeah, I saw Fletch today. I went by, he actually lives pretty close to our home office. Just God, dude, I went from my office to his house and it was like 15 minutes. And I picked up Hertz leftover pieces from DCon is what I did. And we had a nice little chat, as we always do. And you're right, dude. I also said I'm super close to Fletch. I can call him up and be like, hey, dude, let's fucking hang. And we'll do that. So anyways, and Fletch has been trying to get caught up on sleep since DCon, man. Tell me all about it.
It's just been crazy. Like, I've been sleeping. I've just slept since Saturday until today, pretty much. Just wake up, be awake for like an hour, and then just pass out again. But I feel good today. I thought I had COVID, but yeah, no, it's not COVID. I just think
a fog, like almost like a sinus fog, basically, where like your brain
Well,
is
like-
just like.
Yeah, that but like the other thing is I've been sneezing heaps, and it's not like normal sneezing where you'll just be like choo. It'd be like choo, and then that'll happen like every like 15 minutes or so, or then all of a sudden you'll do it like 8 times in a row and stuff, and then I'm like, fuck, maybe COVID. Had the test yesterday, no COVID, and then I'm like sleep all day, wake up in the middle of the night, nose dripping, and then the sneezes again, and then wake up in the morning, do another COVID test. Yes, still no COVID. I think it was just like I've just been so run down because like work was like really killing me for the past 8 months. Like I had been getting like 3 or 4 hours sleep a night, and sometimes no sleep at all for like maybe even a year. It was just real hard. So I did all that, and then I committed to this DCon booth like a month ago, and I'm like, shit. And then like at that stage I was still working, and I hadn't planned on quitting my job, but yeah, so like I'm like Thursday, yeah, all right, I'll do it. And then I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do at the booth? And then just yelled out to the fellas, see if anyone could send me some stuff. And yeah, like the support was there. And
It came
so
quick,
yeah,
man.
then I'm like, it's on. And then we actually had to try and pay for the booth and stuff. But anyways, the following week I was just like, I can't deal with work anymore. So I like handed in my resignation. And I'm like, yeah, fuck that. But then I'm like, oh yeah, DCon's like a month. I thought I had like a month or 5 weeks. I didn't realize there was like 3 weeks. And I was like, fuck. What have I done? But yeah, no, it was still awesome. And like, yeah, I just like hadn't stopped from then like as soon as I actually, because like I handed my notice, still worked for 2 weeks, and then so I finished up the Friday at work, not realizing that DCon was the following Thursday, and then I was like, oh shit, what the hell? That was real quick. Oh well, better pull this out of my ass. And but yeah, we did it. It was hard, but good, very good, very fun.
What do you
Tiring.
what do you think I mean, damn, dude, you know, after talking to Kerf and DNS
Oh
about
yeah, I got no like planning and stuff like them. Like I was like, wow, but like I'm gonna do it again next year, and like I know what's up now, and I'm gonna kick ass.
yeah,
Um,
what do you think your biggest challenge was so far this year, dude? Was it like the length of the show, or was it the setup, or gathering?
It was just like if I was more prepared, I'd like have gone down maybe 2 days before and just like relax for 2 days, and then like, and then I'd also like 2 days afterwards to relax. Like setup and that was pretty easy because like initially like I was gonna go down, hang out with you, Strafe, and like stream and buy stuff and do whatever, but then so like I was coming down, I was just going to come down on the Friday, but then because we got the booth, I'm like, oh fuck, gotta be there Thursday and now the Monday. And then we drove down, like we had all intentions of going down and starting to set up on the Thursday, but then like you drive down there and it was like we left at 9 and got there at like 5. And then we're like, oh, maybe we should go and look at the we'll go get our passes, and then so we go in, and then they're like $20 to park. So we're like, oh well, we'll get our passes and wander around a little bit. So we go in, get our passes, wander around a little bit, saw everyone's stuff, and then we're like, oh, well, seeing as we've paid $20, might as well see how much stuff we could unload. And it was only like 3 trips, but because we've sort of done, or we've done way smaller like events before. And so like we had the trolley and stuff, and it was only like 3 trips, and we were like near the roller doors and our booth. We were real lucky with our spot with the booth because we were near like Creature Bazaar, Secret Handshake, God Beast was next to us. It was real cool. That got a lot of people in the area looking at the stuff. But yeah, anyways, it just looked, we put everything in like 15 minutes and we're like, oh, cool. So we thought we could sleep in a little bit the next day, which we did. But yeah, it was just, yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that. Somewhere.
So if you don't mind my asking, Fletch Dog, like, cause like I know you've had a chance to kind of rest up this past week now.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, like, what was probably the like most challenging part after DCon doing the claim sale with the last pieces?
Yeah.
You're a pooch, man.
Oh man, that wasn't that hard, but I didn't realize how much work that was gonna be because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it at 5 o'clock. I'll start taking pictures at like 2 o'clock, and then I'll start having the posts getting ready to load. But yeah, no, that didn't happen. I was still taking photos as I was posting, all the way up until like 9 or 10 o'clock that night because there was a fair bit of stuff, but a lot of it went, which was awesome. Next time I'll like space that out a bit more too because I was still real messed up from DCon. Yeah, I just want like all I wanted to do in the end was like see if I could do it, check it out because it, like I saw that like with work I had like hour, 20-minute, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours depending if there was traffic, commutes each way to work. So I'd always be thinking about, oh yeah, what's cool shit I could do. And I was like, oh yeah, it'd be sweet to like have a booth and sell like my own stuff and other people's stuff. Just like a small one at like the local cons, because there's a whole heap in Concord where I live. There's like at least 3, and I dream about that on my commutes and stuff, listen to Toyz on tap. And so I was like, it was always an idea, and like, oh, I've got other ideas of what I'd like to do with Toyz in the future too, but like, I don't know, that's like way down the path. So I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. And then all of a sudden I was going to DCon, and then all of a sudden the opportunity was there to have a booth, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll give it a go. I thought Jamie would say no as well, because like Spice is like, hey, maybe we could get a booth, and I'm like, yeah, maybe. I'll just ask Jamie, and then I'm like, yeah, Jamie will shit can that, and then I'm like, hey, Spice suggested this, and then also she's like, fuck yeah, and I'm like, oh, well, guess we're getting a booth then, and yeah, then I was like, cool. Then I put out the call, and then there was heaps of people like, oh, next year. So I was like, cool. Maybe like not at the time. It wasn't until like maybe a week after the idea went out there. I'm like, wow, I've got so many like people who say, oh, I can't now, but I could next year. Maybe I should start thinking about next year too. So yeah, I already had the ideas for next year. Depending on that, I've even got ideas for the following year, and then the following year after that as well. But and they're just bigger and bigger and bigger. But we'll see what happens. I just like the toys. I like to show them off. Yeah, it's just dope. It was a trip, man. I can't believe it that me and Spice Dreams pulled that shit off.
Agreed. Were you gonna say something,
Yeah.
Crumbs? I was pausing because it looked like you were gonna say something. No, okay. Yeah, dude. So shit, let's talk about next year. First of all, I think this year, just from what I saw, dude, looked like a fucking huge success, man. I mean, you do have guys there that are running their own individual booths in Resin Alley, but let's be honest, dude, how many resin makers from our neck of the woods were there selling their individual pieces, dude? Not very many. DKE, I mean, again, let's be honest, dude, it's not, it's the same city. It's maybe not the same neighborhood, but it's the same city, right? Like there's a little bit of crossover there, like Jimmy Folklore and Porpoise, right?
Yeah.
They had something in there. But then there's a lot of guys in there that we just don't really, I don't want to say that we don't mess with, because we do, but or maybe just they're a little bit more unfamiliar to with. It does seem like, I was having a conversation with somebody, and they were talking about kind of like a DKE group, or kind of a sector that tends to gravitate towards him more. And I think that's definitely true. But what your booth brought was something from that feels like it was a little bit more closer to home, and kind of provided a service to some of these guys that didn't have an opportunity to get at the DKE booth, or didn't get a chance to have their own booth and give their own. So next year, are you going to expand on the booth that you had now? I think Kerf and DNS brought up a great point of, even though that booth being that certain size, when you get those tables in there, that booth shrinks quickly.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. Like, we were lucky because, like, Spice Dream, he brought the shelving, but we had all like those 4-foot tables. So all we pretty much had in the car was like four collapsible tables, like the wire frame that hung the carded figs, and then all the figs, and then our clothes and stuff that were like, it wasn't a really big setup, which was also cool. But like next year we want to get 2 booths. I don't know how much I want to say at this stage, to be honest, but like,
yeah,
it will definitely be focusing on the glow and the UV spectrum. It'll be cool. So yeah,
nice.
It should be sweet. Oh, and like the other thing that I liked, and I thought that was good about our booth, is it focused more on like monster-y sort of stuff, not not all like, yeah, I don't know. It just fit the spot where we were at as well, I thought. I got a lot of good feedback, and a lot of people were like, how the fuck did you pull this off? And then like, where'd this come from out of nowhere? I just saw like all of a sudden all these posts pop up, and now you've got a booth, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, it just comes. So
Yeah.
I don't know, I think I can do better. Like, I thought I did a pretty good job. Like at first I'm like, I'm either gonna go and be like this sideshow dude who tried something, but like, I don't know, I'll give anything a go. I reached a point in life where you just got to stop saying no to things and just go, yeah, all right, I'll do it. Like people like trip out about me just moving over here. Like, you just sit there one day and like, oh, I'm just gonna move over there. Like, how do you do it? I'm like, well, you just sit there and you go, oh, I could just sit here and stay here, or I could go over there, and then some new opportunity will happen. And then like, yeah, if you say no to shit like this doesn't happen. It's got to do it.
Yeah, good point, man. It was definitely a leap of faith. I mean, it you know, especially being on such short notice and then kind of wrapping everything together. You know, we talked about what, you know, kind of what we're in it for, what you're in it for, as far as getting your name out there or really making some money. And I think that's the difference between like what Kerf was talking about, where they're really offering more of a service. They are selling stuff, but they are offering more of a service to see what sculpting is about, you know. For you, I think going into it, you know, I think we talked about, you know, what's the reality of making a shitload of money at this con for the booth. And it's probably, you know, let's be honest, dude, it's probably not very high that you're going to just go there and make hand over fist as far as money. There was a lot of, you know, getting your name out there and just being present. What did you think about your placement as far as the booth go? I know that we talked about Resin Alley versus where you were at. You were not in Resin Alley. What did you think about that?
Like, I don't know. I didn't really want to be in Resin Alley to begin with, just for, I don't know, reasons. And then, but also I wanted to be close to I did want to be close to there, but at the end of the day, like when I first looked at the vendor map, it was like a week before, and that's before this idea had even eventuated. And it looked like half of it hadn't even been sold out. And I was like, oh, wow, look, there's like 200 empty booths. It mustn't be very big or very popular. So then when Spice hit me up, then I'm like, yeah, all right, man, this will be easy, no worries. And then they just wouldn't reply to the phone calls or the emails and stuff. And then I look at the map again, and then there's only like 12 booths empty, and I'm like, oh shit, maybe there's gonna be no booth. But yeah, anyway, Straight sorted that out. He messaged him on Instagram, and then they're like, just tell him to hit us up on Instagram, which I did. And then then we got it. I was like, oh, cool. So like, man, at the end of the day, it was all pretty easy, but I don't know if that's because like I've had experience in that stuff just through work and the stuff Jamie and I do like on the weekends and that. But because like I used to do like, I worked for Sharp for 15 years, and I used to have to like set up their booths at tech shows and stuff like that. I didn't have to man those, just go there, set them up, and then the colleagues would go and talk their sales stuff. But so I knew how to set up like a con booth. So like that's why I think I can kick ass next year. I think it's worth it. I even think the time of year isn't too bad, especially for the location, and that there'll be lots of late Christmas shoppers, because I heard people saying it's real bad that it's just before Christmas, but I don't know. I think it's cool. Gives us more time.
Yeah, I think there's positives and negatives to, I mean, you could probably pick any time of year apart as far as what's good and what's bad. But I mean, I think the fact of the matter is it's DCon and people are going to go, you know, no matter when it is. there may be a drop off in attendance. There may be an increase in attendance. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It seemed pretty big to me. But I didn't know what to expect. The biggest thing I'd done before was 5,000 people, and that was over like 2 days, and that shut down like, I don't know, 4 city blocks, and I thought that was huge. And then like a week before, Jamie's like, oh, DCon's way bigger than that thing we did. That was crazy. And then I'm like, what? And then she's like, yeah, it's like 30,000 people. And I'm like, oh no. But in saying that, the other one we did, that was like 5,000 drunk people, whereas this wasn't too bad. It's very tiring though. And yeah, definitely do not wear Vans if you're gonna ever stand there at all. I did that on the Saturday, and like my shins I thought I wasn't gonna be able to stand up on the Sunday, but yeah, then I put on my runners, and then I was fine after that. But yeah, definitely don't wear Vans or flat shoes. Definitely wear comfy shoes. And don't expect to go partying because you're too tired. Way too tired.
I heard that. I heard that. You want to say something?
It was awesome. Definitely worth it. Met some cool people, met all my heroes and stuff. Very supportive community. Awesome feedback from everyone. So that was cool. Wouldn't have been able to do it without all the other guys though. They were like, if it wasn't for them, there would have been no booth pretty much. So yeah, I really appreciate that, and everything they did, getting me their stuff. And yeah, they've all got spots at the next booth next year. And then slowly I'll tell you who else will be involved, but I've got some pretty cool people who will be involved next year as well. Really cool. So we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, man. I look forward to that. Is there anything else that you want to kind of make sure to like slide in and let us know or show us before we kind of let you get on with your night tonight?
I bought heaps of shit. Oh, I'll tell you something else. There's going to be a show. It's the Death Metal Hanukkah show coming up. Plague Death Productions is putting it on. Lots of awesome artists in that. It blew my mind when I saw everyone who's going to be in that. So it's going to be the 8 days before Hanukkah lead up. Like heaps of good names. I don't know if I should give any away just yet. I think I showed Brian some earlier. But yeah, that show should be pretty cool. But yeah, what Plague Earth's page.
And then you just said too, I'll pull up that on the page. If he's got something on there, we'll maybe pull it up later. And then you usually have heaps of stuff to show off real fast.
I can show you like a quick run through of some cool shit I got at DCon.
Yeah, lay some DCon shit on us, dude. Let's fucking go down that rabbit hole.
All right, let's just fucking get straight into it. I will flip this shit. Sorry, I'm still real tired and getting over this stuff, but
oh, no apology necessary, man. I just like to be an abrasive, rude son of a bitch.
It's a war zone. Fuck it. Here we go. This piece is dope. I got this from Mr. Mars Studios.
Oh, hell, you're the first person I know who actually owns one of those. Does it feel dope?
It feels dope, mate. It is dope. And man, it was a really, really good price. I could just pass it up, and it was there, man. I was like, shit. I'd wanted a piece from him for so long. It's got some UV reactive orange. This room I'm in now is becoming our glow room. We've got so much glow stuff now. Jamie's just like, yeah, we'll make that main room the glow one. So much UV reactive stuff. So that piece is dope. Got him. I showed this on my feed, man, but this is probably one of the coolest pieces. It's the first thing I bought. It's by Rick Sands. It's a spray tank. I just saw it was cute. $10.
Sand's been appearing a lot on my feed lately, man.
Yeah, man. And I just thought, I'm like, that shit has to glow. That's cool. So it's a little spray tank. I hooked a few of the guys up with some after they saw them. But it's got some cool UV and glow going on him. Oh man, he's like, right. It's so hard to show you how cool he looks. He's pretty nuts.
That is sexy with the UV on there, dude. That thing looks good.
Yeah, and then that's its glow. So I got him from Rick Sands. What else have I got? Yeah, I got heaps of stuff. I've got a whole heap of stuff from old mate Epoch Art. I got him, Doom Spell. He's got like lights in him that are motion sensor. So like, hang on, will he do it? He's a bit finicky. Sometimes just like walking around the house sets him off. But now he just doesn't want to play the game. But he's dope, man. That's one of his new ones. It's got a cool sculpt. Cool hologram. I got a heap of stuff from good old Epoch. I got two of these guys. The demonic circuitries that Vita the J showed you earlier.
So many textures on those. I'm gonna touch
Oh
them
man,
and
they're
lick 'em.
insane. They got like little bugs. They got all this foil. They're crazy, mate. Like, I made Jamie go to his booth straight away to go and grab this stuff as soon as it started. This one has like weird little bugs too. Eyeball hologram. Pretty cool UV reactive fellas. And then I got another Psychotron. This one, he's pretty sexy. He's got a nice UV reaction going on with him. So he's pretty cool. He's like a pink yellow.
That dude's red as fuck, man.
Fuck yeah, man. As soon as I'm like, yep, I want that one. What's next? I got these guys after were waiting for me when I got home, but this is one of the most beautiful
snap.
pigs I've ever seen from Titty Beans, mate. With his three faces on the back.
Is that from the Apocalyptico show, or is that like just a
Nah,
separate
man.
shop of that figure with
I think
the same arm?
It was just a Patreon claim drop.
Fuck, that's beauty.
He's sick. I like this face the best. Hang on. Let me swap his face.
I love the spine on that one, just in general.
Oh, mate, he's just dope. He's cool. The paint, the marbling.
That's fucking...
That's art,
yeah.
mate. Dang.
I'd play with that shit all fucking day, dog.
Oh, man, you should see the photos I got. I'll be posting them soon. I've like out and about down in Sacramento. It was cool. Did that the other day. He's cool.
What else you got? What else you got?
I got heaps of stuff, man. I got some big stuff too. Oh yeah, all right. I don't know how to show this one. Let's see if this fits in the box. So Zamotko told me to send Jamie down to get a birthday present. So she went down and then she came back with this behemoth, 3 pounds of resin. And it's nuts, man. It's like a monkey.
Is that a jiggler?
It's a monkey ape Mary, and it's like so heavy.
Is
It's
that
good.
Fletch?
Is
Huh?
it rubber or is it hard
No,
resin?
no, it's resin. It's resin,
Dope.
and it glows in the
Oh.
dark as well.
Holy
we got
shit.
that bad boy. It's awesome. They make some awesome stuff. I got
I
a
don't
few
say it
bits.
often. I'd mount that.
Oh mate, it's beautiful. It's like we saw it the first night on setup, and we were like, we really want it, but then we're like, that's so big. But yeah, in the end we got it. We got a few pieces, but that one I thought I'd show that one, and then I got this other one. If this fits, the other one should fit. We will see. This one is cool as fuck. I don't know if it will fit actually, but he's bright.
That thing's from outer space, dude.
That's dope. Is that resin too, Fletch?
It's 3D print,
Okay.
and then
Plastic, maybe. Blow
3D
plastic.
I think it's 3D printed, and then it's then he just airbrushes, but it's solid, chunky boy,
Oh, it's huge.
real bright. And then I got a whole heap of small ones, but they were a bit more fragile, so I just left them on the shelf. They had like all little spindly things. I'm like, yeah, I'll break them. So I got him. What else? What's in this bag? Oh, here's one from Eddie Street Cred. Carded Dig is the latest one.
That thing's cool.
Yeah, man, got blue airbrush, little pink backpack. They're in those new DKE blisters.
Ooh.
So you can open them up and play
I
with
like
your
those
pics.
blisters a lot. Yeah.
So do I. So he's dope. I got a whole heap of stuff from Resin Blood. What else have I got? I got lots of stuff.
What are like some of your like? What are the primies? What are like the grailies that you grabbed? What are you like boners about still?
I got this one from Dingy
Oh, Dingy
Dave.
Dave.
Got this one from Barbarian Rage. The Invisible Nugget.
Yeah, a lot of people were really like hoping for that guy. They were really enjoying him. Those nuggets were going really well, man.
Yeah, man.
$40.
He didn't have that many left.
$40.
Ooh, that's a bit like, and I'm saying ooh, isn't like that's a great price for that dude.
100% agree, dude. $40.
$40, man. Bargain. KFG by Victor's Vintage.
That's good. That's good, dude. That's in a good home.
What else have I got? I got the two Bog Squad.
Oh, definitely grab the Bog Squads. Bring the Bog Squads. If you can, please.
No, they were just the vinyls. So I got. Man, I couldn't believe this because they were from the aisle. They were in the booth across from us. And then, anyways, they're like, yeah, Bog Squad's go on sale at 9 o'clock on Saturday. And I'm like, sweet. And they're like, VIPs first. I'm like, there's going to be nothing left. So I didn't bother looking. And then I went there at about 10:30 in the morning. And then I look on the table and then this thing's sitting there. And it's the Knock Knock.
Jeez, that's cool.
I am gonna take him out of the bag. I've hardly looked at this stuff. So that's 2 or 3. He was just sitting there. I'm like, what the hell? And then I got the other one as well. There was I can't remember his name. And that was a one-off shoe. So I got both of them and I was like, what? Anyways, so I got them. Probably like I'll just show these two, and then that'll do for now. But this thing was dope. As soon as I saw it, I had to buy it. It's the It's like a double cast nest game.
Heck, that's big.
Yeah, by
Frames and all.
Barbarian Rage. So it's got like this double cast skull in it. It's
That
bad
really
dudes.
sharp marbling or like I don't know, dry brush effect. What do you want to call that? Like
Yeah.
with
Oh, it's,
resin.
yeah, I don't know how he's done it, mate, but it's awesome.
It's almost like
He
a
had it.
slush casting.
I saw it. I'm like, I gotta have that. So I bought that straight. That's one of the first things I bought as well.
Yeah, I'd mount that too.
Hell yeah. So yeah, I got that. And then I finally got one of these guys from Eddie. I got a sick tattoo from Eddie that I finally got. This guy. I can't believe this one was still there when I got him as well. Because I reckon this is one of the coolest.
Yeah, I like that figure. I like it in general. It reminds me of something you'd see in a comic book. I like that dude.
Yeah, man, it's dope. I reckon I want to check it. I've got a yellow dude he gave me for free in one of my first ever boxes, and I swear it's the same body as this, but it's from like a couple of years ago. But I want to look at him again. But he's dope, man. I want the Skeletor one now. But the airbrush on him's sick. Oh, hang on. I want to show you guys the glow on this guy. This guy's crazy. So, hang on, wrong light. Dingy Dave, man, he's a trip. So this dude, he's like albino blood eye dude. And then
I know Mecca's quite the fan of that artist as well, man.
yeah, I got one of his triple. Oh, Brian got me one last year's DCon of his triple cast cosmonauts. They're awesome as well. So like he's got like a blue eye now, and then he gets a cool glow. And then yeah, he's pretty trippy.
I love the glow in the dark effect, man. That's really doing that particular sculpt and figure and color beautifully.
Yeah, man, he's a trip. Like, cause I was looking at him, and then he just looks like that normally, like a pink, fleshy looking dude.
Yeah, it's a good grab, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Sweet. But yeah, thanks, man. I think that's about it for me.
Well, shucks, man. Thank you for sharing that with us, dude. Those are some fucking good grabs, dog.
Thanks, man.
Hell yeah, dope.
I hope you end up resting up a little bit, man. I know that it seems as though there was a lot of chaos and congestion kind of rolling together before DCon. Now, hopefully, the brain gets to kind of slow down and rest a little bit, and just yeah,
oh man, I've been sleeping like, I want to say I've been sleeping like 14 or 16 hours a day for the past week, and
that takes
like
its toll.
yeah, but like I think it's just catching up on all that sleep I have missed out on for a year. But I was like, at first I thought, because like I did think it was sickness, but I just think it's just everything catching up. But yeah, cool. Thanks, guys.
Well, no, man. Thank you, dude. And thanks for sharing that. Thanks for fucking doing DCon, man. And you're like one of the first to go into new territory for a lot of us.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was awesome. Thanks to everyone who helped out. It was like without everyone who helped, it wouldn't have happened. But yeah, it's gonna happen again and bigger.
every fucking year now, man.
Fuck yeah.
Peace, Fletch, dude. Thanks again, dude. Love you, dog.
You ain't boot me now, man.
Boom.
I think you're muted.
I'm always muted, of course, dude.
That's cool.
Oh. What you got over on your side, dude? What you got going on over there?
Well, first of all, he's got a lot more cool shit, dude. Like I saw the majority of his grabs and I'm like, holy shit. So that kind of contradicts what we were just saying about having a booth.
Well,
And
I also think maybe I made him feel rushed. I was being a bit of a dick.
that's cool, man. You know, he really wasn't feeling good. I did see him earlier today, and I know that he has been sick. I really think that he's probably just getting caught up on sleep from the last however long it's been to where he's just been run ragged, dude, you know? But anyways, he got some cool stuff. I have two more to open, and then I have some DCon stuff if you want to take a look at that. All right.
You bet, man.
This one
Gimmick.
this one was in a box with some other stuff, so I did open the box already. But this is going to be the Pocket Zombie from Nim. Nim, I'm not sure if he is still in the house, it looks like. Pleasure meeting this guy at Nim. This is a perfect example of, hey man, I'll see you at DCon. Let's do this, and this. And then you get there, and by the time the show's over, you're like, dude, I'm not doing anything. I'm going to my room and I'm going to sleep. Probably going to watch some Seinfeld or Office first, then go to sleep. Pocket Zombie. So that's the hand-drawn card, which I really like. Nice job on that one. Yeah, dope little zombie for sure, man. Yeah, these are great, dude. So I'm not sure. Nim, you can chime in if you'd like, dude, and let us know if these are still available. Really cool work, man. I love the paint work on there. That red on the teal and the black. Real nice. Yeah, that's sick, dude. Really nice paint work right there.
The brains are cool, dude. I like what he did on the brains.
Yeah, dude. Really cool paint work on the brains, like you said. Bam. Now, he did say there was some UV on this. Oh, yeah, dude. That's sick. Yeah. All right. Let me turn the light on real quick. So this, it looks like it's actually glow in the eyes and then on the back and under the foot where you would see the bone of the foot. It's that face there. That's cool. Let me turn that's the light from my iPad on there. Damn, that's cool. And we'll take a look at the back. That's that back skull and crossbones. That's very cool. And then underneath on the foot. Bam, there it is. Pocket Zombie from Nim. Bam, nice job, dude. Yeah, that's a good one. Still available, he says.
So not quite the Nim little collection as well.
Yeah. So this and the Agent Jupiter.
One of the first Agent Jupiters, yeah.
Yeah, and the Agent Jupiter that I have actually is a one-off because it has a glowing cape on it, which is cool. I'll have to. I haven't done pictures of that one yet, but I will.
Oh, dude. You know, I don't want to get into it too much, but I've taken like 1,000 pictures lately, and like I still just can't get it right. You know it.
Yeah, you know what's cool, man, is I mean, I don't know how your phone is, but that's one thing that I've been posting recently is even when I have those sessions, dude, of where I have a bunch of shit pictures and I just feel like I can't get something worthy of posting, even though crap takes, man, you go back and you look at them as a collage and you're like, that's actually pretty cool. That actually looks way better than the photos do alone. So I feel you, dude. And some days there's just no rhyme or reason. I honestly think like the way I'm feeling and my attitude for the day really kind of drives how long I'm going to spend in front of that piece. and try
And
to
let's be honest, like the time that we can give it, right? Work, dishes, laundry, eating, sleeping, toys.
Toys first, obviously, and then all that other stuff. If you kind of fit it in there, but you're right, dude. So and then this last one that I have for this week, I do have other packages back there, but we're gonna save some of those for next week.
Yeah.
Which yeah, so next week we got so far for next week, we got Rick Sands, we got Healy Made, we got H&H, Fiend. I'm sorry, Feigned. And then we also got New Transylvania.
Ooh, New Transylvania sounds like a new one, man.
New Transylvania. I got a nice little collection of New Transylvania stuff. That's those 3D printed droids, typically, and those are sick.
The ones that look, they have a similar world vibe as the Droid Foundry.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Yes, absolutely. Drock, right on, dude. Thanks for stopping in. Thank you again for the
That Mermagin Boo, the name is a fucking tongue twister. I get what you're doing. It's Majin Boo as a Mermagin Boo Luga, but damn, it's a tongue twister. But the dude, that is a gorgeous figure, man. Like, fuck.
now this is from I Need. Yes.
I did not.
I Need Toys. Included in here, dude. So this is something that he's been posting over the last few days. And they're so good. I think him and I we might have had a conversation about Game Boys. I don't know if he had a Game Boy. I think he had a Game Boy when he was younger, but I definitely had one when I was younger. And I remember getting it and being like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. I still have it. And it sucks, right? But it's a fucking Game Boy, so it's rad. Dude, that is so cool. So it's got a holographic dinosaur sticker head on it. It's like a T-Rex head. Look at that shit. Great job. I'm assuming that this thing probably glows like crazy. And it does. So let's check this out. But dude, the Game Boy droid, even the backer is like lighting up, right? Yeah, look at that, dude. That looks great. Yep. Yep. Very cool. Check out the backer, the UV backer. Kind of hard to see, but it's like super UV.
If you're sitting there later chilling, you should like really take that in, man.
Yeah. That's cool. Really tiny blister. I'm gonna try to show it in the dark. That's smart.
Dude, I need killed that, man. And there are so many nostalgic elements personally that just click and vibe with it. That fucking backer reminds me of like the glow in the dark bowling alley nights or like a glow in the dark fucking mini putt place. Like it's just like that classic like fucking arcade, you know what I mean? Like when you're a kid and you're in places and it's dark and it's like you're not necessarily supposed to be there because it's late and it's downtown, but like that's how it's cool. You're just sipping sodas and there's fucking UV lights splattered everywhere. And then for me, it's like the Game Boy mixed with stickers, mixed with fucking Guerre de Galaxia, mixed with Star Wars bootlegs, which we all love. It's like, come on, man. Really like
and glow.
it.
And glow in there too, right?
Damn. There you go. Toys on Tap saying Victor's Vintage has something that accompany that very nicely as well. But I need Toyz is doing that drop, I believe, tomorrow, Saturday, December 3rd. So I guess technically not tomorrow. So we've prepped into Friday over here on the East Coast. Saturday, December the 3rd.
Interesting. Also in that box. God, dude, the glow on this stuff is just unreal, man. I gotta turn the light off again to show you this. Actually, I'm gonna show you the piece first, real quick. Yeah. All right. That's crazy. That's wild, dude. That glow on there. Look at that shit. I saw these on the posts and on the stories. And Ryan, let me know, dude, what is in there? I can't remember what's in there. But that's sick, dude. Here's something else. Check this out. This is a Han in carbonite. This is wild, dude.
I think there's golden arc beads in there, and I think he did something kind of unique with it, but I'm gonna wait till the night that we bring I Need Toys in here and make them talk about it, because I'll probably fuck it up.
Next week. He'll be on next week.
Skilled one's coming in next week. There you go.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes.
glowing skulls. There you go. See, I don't know shit, dude. I'm just fucking chilling along. Oh yeah, I saw his face on that video that we're filming.
Yeah. Dude, look at this like kryptonite right here. That's a Han in carbonite. And then these, dude, I don't know if you saw these too. I did see, he did post these a little while ago. And it brought up the question of why aren't more people doing this? And maybe they are, and they're just not posting it, but just like these little cubes of resin, right? It's just a rectangle cube of glow resin for a stand. That's what I'm going to use.
Riser. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. A perfect little riser.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, that thing like reminds me just like my night sock.
Yeah, dude. It's just, I'm like, what?
I love how you're checked out there like, yeah, dude, I got one of those glowing old socks too.
Dude, I was looking at I'm looking at all this glow in front of me, and then I'm like trying to listen to you in the background. Then I heard what you said. I'm just like, wait, what? Anyways, yeah, that Chris, that's that.
I love the colors that he's gone with too. Like, you know, he didn't just go with like I love all glow, but you know, they really explored the palette there. That ice blue is sharp, dude. The like fiery orange was sharp with the magenta on the toes. Oh, snappy dicks.
Yeah, that's the Han and carbonite right there.
Yeah, that's sharp.
Chunky.
Yeah,
that glow cane. You got that
one
right.
like get good or get wrecked, man. Don't you know that? I'm just teasing. Dog.
Yeah, dude.
I love you, homie. You're killing it.
And check this out. That's another one with some sparkle in it that's got like it's another dinosaur sticker, holographic sticker there. So you want to know the good news, dude?
I like the color of that one. It reminds me of something like I don't like the fact that the thing it reminds me of, but it reminds me of like something like wet and almost fishy that you'd like.
What color is this? Oh man, there's definitely some pink in there. There's glitter in there.
Imagine like wet salmon.
It's lighter than that.
Oh yeah, invisible glow UV paint on it for accents. That's what's up, homie.
Yeah, dude. And this one, when it glows, oh, that's super rad, dude. Fuck.
We call that bumping the lamp.
Check this out. The glow on this one. You can see it's like that blue, that really nice blue glow. So Yeah. Invisible glow UV paint on it. Yeah, like you said, that's crazy. So yeah, this is actually going to be this guy right here. No, this one. Oh man, so here's the UV background on that one. You can see that. That looks sick. That's way cool. This one is actually going to second gen iPod vibes. Very good. This one's gonna be a giveaway, man.
Fuck. What a kind fucking. The community is stupidly insane sometimes, man. The kindness.
Yeah.
Take that in for like I don't know. I feel we've got some new faces that were here tonight, and if anybody ends up coming back and watching this, like just take that in for a quick mo. Like we had a Bobadrock piece that we actually gave away this evening. Peter Como P came in and unboxed a piece that he won that was donated by Shed Quarters Creations. And then you just unboxed a box that had a giveaway inside of it for somebody in the scene. It's like, can you guys, what you doing?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, man. You know, and for anybody that's new in here, we typically like it's very rare that we, you know, go out and purchase a giveaway. I think probably I'd say 95% of them have all been donated in one way or another. You know, it's stuff that we buy, then people toss stuff in. It's stuff that we have that's extra or, you know, whatever it is. But anyways, dude, thank you, Ryan, for that. That is dope. We'll do this giveaway. Dude, next week, holy crap, dude. So we're gonna have Skilled one and we're gonna have Dark Rainbow on. We're gonna give away both of those Dark Rainbow carded pieces, and we'll give away this glow Game Boy from I Need Toys, dude. So next week on the giveaway tip, that's gonna be insane. I'm looking over here, dude, and we still have the Death and Strawberries giveaway. We still have the Zimmet Co giveaway. I still have some Designer Con packs.
Was there another giveaway we were supposed to do tonight?
No.
I feel brain dead. Okay.
Nope, just that one. So that's all I got as far as opens, dude. We can run through a couple of these decon pieces if you'd like. It is getting late.
Yeah. Pull some decon pieces, and if anything, I'm actually, for anybody who wants to kind of stick around, I'm gonna force Mechaduggy to come in and just show some of the box after you show some of your decon shit, dude. I'm curious now. I haven't done an order from Mandrake yet. I wanted to quickly explain how that goes about, and I'm curious. I want to see what the heck's in that box.
Cool. So I'll just start running through these real quick, man. So this is a specimen from Dingy Dave. This one has some insane glow on it. Dingy Dave was the first booth that I went to at DCon, and I was actually going to go for one of the painted ones. Which are there. He had those available. This is so sick. The glow on this thing is just like electric. And that's actually what got me to buy this one instead of the painted one. The painted one did have some glow on it, but not a lot. This one has like a massive amount. So I went with that one. Specimen. So it's got like this orange pink face with a green eye and a blue eye. And then it's got the brain on top. Which is double cast, and it's super sick, man. I've been wanting one of these for a long time. They sell, it's almost impossible to get one of these in a drop.
Am I correct that one eye is green, one eye is blue?
Correct.
That's so dope, dude.
It is. And honestly, dude, I think that's what got me. There was another one that dropped earlier this year that was, I think the face was all pink and one eye was solid yellow and one eye was solid green. And that look, I was just like, holy shit, dude, that's amazing. And this thing is very close to it. So yeah, I wanted everything. I wanted everything about that at that booth too. It was nuts. Yeah, so anyway, so there's that was from him. This right here, now this is what the same thing that Fletch showed. The space face from Eddie at Resin Blood. I do have the Skeletor one. I heard him say he wanted the Skeletor one, and honestly, I think I bought this right in front of him. I think we were there at the same time. But I'm no Eddie would make him another one. But that's sick right there,
I
dude.
think that's my first time seeing Eddie's Skeletor version of that one. I love that, dude. That's sick. And
Dude,
I know what a Skeletor fan you are.
Yeah, and the cape work on there is super sick. I do have a He-Man one too, dude, and they look great as a set. The He-Man one that I have is actually, his suit is more purple. And this one is a pinkish, which is really super sick, dude. Love that piece. His card work, I don't have it in front of me, but his card work for that piece was crazy good. Really good graphics on it. Yeah, Kyle Kerwin, I agree, dude. That cape is super sick. We went over the Epoch piece. We did show way earlier, Burger Bill from Disgust and Justin. Very cool. Check him out. He does have some other pieces in that line. I did snag one of these trucks from Rick Sands, which does glow. But these are really cool, man. This is the same guy who did that spray tank that Fletch just showed. And actually, I have a couple of those to show next week. This one's more just UV than glow, but it's really good. And dude, the thing about these, $10. $10 on those. Super cheap, man.
And you can put some minis on top of it.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? So I think Skilled One is gonna open a Rick Sands box next week that he got from Fletch at DCon. What Skilled One doesn't know is that what's in that box from Fletch, I picked out for Skilled One, because Fletch sent me down to Rick Sands' booth and was like, hey, grab these, they're for Skilled One. So it's kind of funny how that worked out. Yeah, Rick Sands is a super nice dude. I agree. He is, I've actually chatted with him a lot since DCon, and he does a lot of work, man. He does that Pop Shop Live. He does a lot of shows. He sent me a heap of stickers. He's just a really good dude.
Pop Shop Live's a cult of its own, dude.
Yeah, dude, it really is, man. He said that he had DCon leftovers and he was going to pop them up on there, and I guess he did. And I guess the stuff sold them there. You're right. They have a really big following, man. This one right here, I am going to turn the light off for this one. This is the Glow Man Dan. Yes, dude. And that's the trip, right? So you know as well as I do that if you try to get one of these online, like, you're going to have to set your alarm and cross your fingers, right? Because they're going to go pretty quick. That's the trip about DCon, is that you walk by this guy's booth and you see, he told me, no bullshit, he told me he brought, I believe, 157 pieces, something like that. This dude sold almost 100 pieces on the first day. The first day was 4 hours, from 5 to 9 on Friday. And he sold tons and tons of pieces, dude. And by Sunday, I walked by his booth, and what used to have a ton of pieces on it had minimal. There was 10 maybe on there. But this one, this is a medium size. He does have a large. This is kind of like a medium size. There's a smaller one. The thing about that he told me is that his glow powder, I was kind of, trying to poke around to see what he uses. He has his own formula. There's a formula that was created for him that only he gets, that some company makes for him. So it's not, if you're looking to get the same stuff that Glow Man Dan uses, unless you're getting it from him, it's probably not going to happen. This thing's crazy, dude. The glow on this thing is really crazy. He had a dark box at his booth that you could put stuff in, which was great. But that is just, it's electric, dude. It's like this really cool, like, pink and purple swirl, or marble, I should say.
The sculpt is just fun in and of itself. He's a moody little fucking guy. That's a beautiful marbling of glow, dude.
Yeah. And look at the texture. Look at what the texture does in the glow. That's really cool. Look how it keeps on playing with the camera, dude, because it's so bright.
That's gorgeous, dog. What a good grab too, man.
Yeah. That is a really good one. And I don't know if he ended up selling out or not. And if he did, I don't know where those extras are. A couple other ones I'll show you.
Lay 'em on us.
Motley Miscreations. That is a double cast. This one also glows on the inside. But this one I haven't seen before, man. And he had a few of these there. This was the only one in yellow. And I don't really have a lot of yellow pieces. So I snagged this one, dude. But his double cast work is so good. Like, it looks like glass, right? It's crazy. Remember that Vader clapper? Need to get that thing going, dude. On like a separate light and get that Vader clapper going. That thing was so cool. I still have it. But look at the glow on that, dude. Excellent. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like excellent.
It's crazy how like a lot of these artists will come up with a fantastic sculpt, but then the like hundreds and thousands of ways they come up with just blowing our minds with how they accentuate the sculpt or accent the sculpt. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
yeah,
gorgeous.
Yeah, here's another one, dude, that I'll show the glow straight up. I'm gonna do a post on this one probably next week because it's so sick. It's like this little skeleton, dude, stuffed inside this egg. Have you seen those before? It's just, let me turn the light back on so you can try to see it, but it's crazy, dude. I mean, it's like a skeleton that's sitting almost Indian style. It's got like his knees pulled to his chest right there. You know what I'm saying? And his hands are in front of his legs.
It looks like something you see like in a Mysterio or like a Peculiar Lounge, you know, like a fetal something in a jar.
Yeah, exactly. So that's cool. That's also
I think it's dope as shit, dude.
Yeah, that glows. There's also this one. That also has that inner double cast glow on it. Very cool. That's the Motley Miscreation stuff. Strafe and I went out to dinner one night on a separate night and ran into Motley Miscreations at this Mexican food place. This Mexican food place actually was very good, but despite the spice level on these burritos was so incredibly high, we didn't even eat them. Like, Strafe was like, I'm cool with asking for my money back because I am not eating that shit. It is way too hot. Which I agree. We did not ask for our money back. We paid full. Wendigo. That one is super sick. That also glows. Oracle, I believe, that one is. That one's sick. This right here was that is a display coffin from Loza and Fletch. I believe Fletch poured this one, but his girlfriend Jamie also does some. And actually, here's the one from her that she did, which is really, really cool. It's got some like gold and purple and green in there. But for a 3.75, like, check this out, dude. This would be the display for it, right? For the Wendigo piece, just sitting in there like that.
You can put one inside, you can put one on top.
Yeah.
Winning.
Work good. Work good. Zemotico. Really nice red and black and white marbling on there. These are like pig angels held together by a chain, which is cool. Zemotico, I really could have bought 100 different things there, dude. There was just their booth was, you saw pictures of it. It's exactly how you imagined it would have been. Turntable Tarantula. That is painted.
I think it's huge.
Yeah, it is, dude. It's painted by Swarm Co. And that was a original sculpt by Swarm Co. Actually, this is a Swarm and Creature Maker. That's who did that. And so this is all you know, like obviously super hardcore UV, which is why I bought it. I bought a collab with him and Ophelia Toys last year, a sucker one-off that was kind of the same type of colorway. Yeah, 3.75 exactly. Here's the glow in the dark nugget, which is awesome. Scott said to go easy on him on this. I'm not sure why, because it's dope. To put it to you mildly, I don't own any nuggets. The only other nugget that I own is a solid pink UV Healy nugget. And this is probably the only other one besides the Recollection one.
For Chrysaurus, I can grab that for you. It's Loza and Fletch. Let me grab that here.
Yes, Loza and Fletch on the coffins.
Yeah, if anybody else saw something they were curious of, please let me know. I'm happy to grab the link. I'm just off in Neverland over here.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm going through these a little bit quick. We're at like 3.5 hours.
Sorry.
This was another Wendigo piece right here. That is super sick. I won one of these. I believe this one was online. And then I think he took it down before DCon because it was going with him to DCon. But that one was cool. This is a carded piece right here from Barbarian Rage. This Vader. So a very funny story about this is the way that this card is designed. It's designed to look like Tattoo Flash. So as he was making this card, he asked Eddie at Resin Blood, who is a tattoo artist, what he thought about it. And apparently the stars that Scott had drawn on here were not the traditional Flash tattoo. And Eddie schooled him up on that and gave him some pointers on how to make this thing look like traditional Flash tattoos. So not really a collab by them, but Eddie did have a little bit of input, which I think is cool. Moving on. That's all. That's all I got for now, man. There's some other little pieces here and there that I'm gonna do probably photos on. Oh, you know what? I will show this Toyz. That's dope.
I'm glad to see that you have one of those. I've been looking at those for a while, so it's dope to see one of them in the wild.
Yeah. Well, crumbs. And you know, the thing is, I think what me and a lot of other people, the only thing we really want, and I've been the, I guess, I don't want to say the go-to, but I said I'll be responsible for it, is we just really want your address. That's all we want. That's all we want. You don't have to tell me. I already know. I already know. Fact of the matter is, people love you, man. They want to show you. So give me the address. That's all I want for Christmas, really. Crumb's address. Anyways, you don't have to comment on that. Moving on.
You went nuts on DCon though, not in a bad way. Not nuts. Sorry, I don't mean nuts as in like you just bought every little thing. I mean like, no, you grabbed some good grabs, dog.
There was some stuff, man, that I really had pinpointed, you know, not only the fact that there was a lot of people that I just wanted to see there in general that we kind of talk to all the time. But there really is stuff there that you got to be lucky to get one at a drop, and then to go see tables full of this stuff. It's crazy, man, especially when you're trying to buy them all the time. And then you're like, well, shit, now I got my pick and there's nobody here, you know? It's strange like that, but yeah.
That being said, I'm gonna drag Mechaducky in here, man. And again, like I appreciate anybody who wants to linger around. I apologize it's come this late, but I'm gonna force Mechaducky to come in here, show me what's in that Mandrake box. The news, you know what, maybe I'll hop on and do a live tomorrow afternoon during lunchtime, and I'll drop a bunch of news on you guys on the IG live. That'll be the compromise, I suppose. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out a plan. You know, I'll work out a plan for you guys. We'll do something. Because I do feel bad skipping out on that news. But I always feel like Mechaducky's got artists that like we just, unfortunately, they're out of our weird spectrum of what the algorithm, I suppose, feeds us.
Yes.
I am though, Mecha Ducky, as you're coming in, you're gonna have to remember, like, treat me like I'm like a 4-year-old infantile, like alien child, and like you've gotta like explain this to me as though I know nothing about your world.
There we go.
What's up, dude?
Oh, what's going on, man? You,
Not much.
you
I
got
got
an unboxing. You gotta turn on your video camera, or else we can't see the toys you got, homie.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
have to readjust. I have to make some
And the-
readjustments. Come on, dude.
Put some clothing on, and
I was gonna
hide
say,
all
unless
them
you do
ladies.
a really good job describing them.
I gotta readjust the camera and everything because Zoom mobile doesn't really do a great job at like having a good interface on your phone before like starting a video and all that.
This
I
is true.
worked
this is
off-
true.
I worked off Zoom mobile all day yesterday because I left my computer at home. It's absolutely miserable.
Yeah, I don't even know if you could swatch sides for the camera, but I'm gonna check that out right now. Let me see.
Look at this
There
guy.
we go.
Yeah, that's good, dude. We can hear you. We can see you. How are
Got
you?
the whole, are you guys familiar with Ashens from YouTube?
No, I'm sorry, man. But I am familiar with like the setup that you have there. I've seen like a lot of like YouTube content and IG content of this nature.
Right. So, you want to do these guys first?
So you've got some go-go crazy bones there. Yeah, rip into a bag of go-go crazy bones. For anybody who doesn't remember or does remember, anybody who's not familiar, these are go-go crazy bones. They're fucking dope as shit.
These are like old school stuff, and there was a place by me that had these guys sealed up and everything.
Were they actually $5 as well, or is that the old school sticker?
Oh no, it was $5.
That's not bad. That's legit.
I know. And then we also found out this one right here too.
Wave 2, aliens. Those ones are so cool. Some of them, I'm pretty sure some of them are UV. I'm not sure if they glow in the dark though.
Right. Well, this guy's been sealed for like years, so we're gonna see what's in it. This like packaging is so frail, man. It feels like paper now. It's not like that crisp plastic you'd expect.
No, it honestly feels like cello paper, like that's gonna deteriorate. Oh, those are good colors.
Wow. I haven't seen these guys in like shit.
Dude, look how clean those clear ones came out. Wow.
This is a major throwback, man. I remember I only had like one bag of these when I was growing up. And there was a weird one I got from like Mexico. That was like a Coca-Cola sponsored one. But yeah, I only had like one of these packs as a kid.
You know what's dope about the old ones? If you turn one over, the original marking, look how like clean that thing is. They've become like these like big nubbins now. Whereas back in the day, like that sprue where they decided to put like their fucking stamp or maker mark is actually like it's pretty clean in there, dude. Fuck, those are good. What year is that? 94?
I gotta see. Made in Spain. God damn. That doesn't say on here. All I know is that it's just really old.
I forgot about the little cards that came with them that explained like who you just got and like who's available and shit.
I could remember they had like a checklist, but this series doesn't have one.
Yo, pop that alien pack. Oh, sniff that shit too. This is old school plastic. What are you doing not sniffing that?
Well, I mean, I'm on camera. You can't really see me sniff it. This one though, I was like open, but like none of the concepts actually came out of there.
Oh, the little soccer one I definitely remember, dude.
Don't you have the soccer one?
I probably do. I'm just, yeah. Oh, dude, that other one. Okay, there's one there that would never exist nowadays. I'm looking at him. He's got the little hat. That dude would never exist in modern society. If you pull up the checklist piece,
Oh, you mean number
yeah,
17?
number 17 would not exist.
Oh
No.
Lord. Wow.
or you know, I don't think Q or 9 would exist either. Sorry. Yeah, these alien ones. I don't know.
Oh, you're
They're
right.
that's a little risky in general, dog.
Ah, but these are gnarly.
Those are
Oh
cool.
yeah. You got to sniff that pack when you rip it.
It's always, well, it's always fun doing like little blast past, especially getting lucky with these packs.
Dude, I watched. Was it you that sent me the video of the guy that just opened up a pack of Pokemon cards, a vintage pack of Pokemon cards, and he ended up getting like fucking Weedle 5 times?
Yeah, he was just going over and over again with getting like
Weedle? Okay, what's going on here? Weedle?
He was like at a 6-pack, and he thought he was like having a stroke or some shit.
All right, now
Yeah.
grab that fucking Mandrake package and please explain to me, for all of us here watching today, what like for you, what is it like to order a Mandrake process?
It used to be where you could pay like 12 to 20 bucks to get like a decently sized package sent to you. But now, post-COVID, you're looking at really high prices, but surprisingly cheaper than Namiami, which is bizarre to me since like Mandarake is like the hobbyist version of like a secondhand seller.
And as some of you guys were
So-
watching last week, we were talking too with Mandrake, like they're at that point that we're starting to see some of like our own indie vinyl homies from the Instagram scene with followerships of like under 1,000 showing up on Mandrake. So it's an interesting website to watch for sure.
Yeah, like I'll bring one up like that you guys are probably familiar with. And I got lucky because, you know, because of the current times and because of the current events that I won't name because of like people having their ear talked off about it, it's almost impossible to get one of these now.
Yeah, cost bots.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that's sexy. That's a good grab.
I
Yeah,
love those, dude.
like pre-orders because of the current event.
Wasn't expecting that to be a grab. I know you've been watching those for a while because we were talking about the Stripe 7 ones for a bit. And then we got talking about those ones as well, but I did not expect you to be pulling one of those out of that box tonight.
Oh, but yeah, that guy's a sweetheart. We talk like sometimes just about random stuff, and it got to the point where I just randomly send him like Doom memes and Halo memes, and he just laughs his ass off, and he's like, "Thanks." Just random stuff like that.
It's all about the memes, guys. That's how you
Right.
sneak in.
Well, you know, acting for favors, just
Yo.
being funny.
That dude's gonna UV and glow, right? You're gonna put that in radiation shelf?
Oh yeah, this guy, he's going up there. He's going up in the space shelf. Space
Yeah.
station. Astronauts deal with that shit ton of it. This guy's fun. I have to remember the name of the artist for this fella, but I really, really love the beads in them.
What I like about that is those aren't even necessarily beads. Those look like those things that you used to put on the little plastic molds and then put in the oven and it would melt. And then you could make like, you know what I'm talking about?
Right, yeah.
They're like these little plastic nubbins you'd purposely melt for crafts that you'd find at like stores, but like those look like they glow in the dark. Oh fuck, that's a cool vinyl pull, like the way they've done the sculpt work on the fucking honey ink.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a little turtle, I'm guessing. That's what all the descriptions say, that it's like a turtle.
Dude's cute.
Yeah, I just thought
That's
like,
dope.
the look of him was absolutely fun. He reminds me of the shark I have.
Much larger than I would have expected. Like that kind of shit you can't really conceive in a picture, but like in your hand and beside a crazy bone, it's like, oh shit, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he was like 30 or 40 bucks. He was super cheap. This is
Skills when I'm with you. That turns out really good.
a little sexy T-man.
You know, now is that resin?
It's vinyl.
Oh, I didn't expect that head articulation on that. A two-piecer.
So he's really fun. He's got like little stockings and stuff. And this is by Squad Blaster, but the head is totally awesome. And like I love the little glitter detail to it. It's great.
Yeah, is that in the vinyl or is that inside of the vinyl? Like, is that like
It's in there, dude.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's totally in there.
Cast like it was like pulled with that type of vinyl.
Right.
Sick. That's fucking dope as shit.
I got lucky with this one because I was eyeballing it, and then I missed my opportunity, and then it reemerged, and I was stoked. I was like, I have to act on it, otherwise someone's gonna nab it from me. And it's Gargamel's vendor core or corpse or however it's pronounced in the military. Let me see if this could zoom in. Oh yeah, it could zoom in. Nice. I have like a little scooter, a little robot, and then these little guys. And these guys fly.
Oh snap, those are fucking cool.
Those are great.
Clean, man. Shit.
Yeah, like the clear vinyl from Gargamel figures is
What's
just,
that smell like?
oh dude, you could tell right away that's vinyl. You could tell.
Kind of sweet.
Yeah. But I definitely like the sculpts for these guys.
Oh, they're gorgeous, man. They would translate into like a lot of mediums really nicely. Those are just really dope. Simple but sharp. That's fucking cool.
He's got a
And a
little
vinyl.
segue. And then we
Like,
have
the pulls for those would be so fucking hard. That's cool as shit.
Yeah, that's sick.
but it's these usually come in like a mystery grab bag that's like $200. And
Oh,
they'd have like a chance at pulling this guy along with like a medium and a large size figures, sometimes custom painted and such. But it's just like I only wanted these small guys, and it's really rare to find them like just separated from the pack.
you
Now this
wouldn't
is the
hit.
first box. The last item of the first box is one that I've been eyeballing for a long time, and the reason why is because
Oh,
the
damn.
electroplated armor.
That's actually metal, right?
No, it's electroplated.
Oh, but like that's what I mean. Like it's not paint. Like
Yeah. So this guy's absolutely fun, and I remember I was really hyped for this guy because I was waiting for the artist to make this like armor piece for his knife in this kind of like plastic. I was just like, please go on the aftermarket. Go on the aftermarket. I'll buy you up immediately.
that's
I-
dope.
I totally love this design. I still have one of the custom painted ones I have of the same sculpt. And he's right over here.
Gee, that's one you did up, right? Fuck, man. Okay.
That's the real rust and such.
With the bone.
The real rust, the real like bone, kind of, well, not real bone, but like the bone,
aged
to
bone.
it. The whole metal pigment and all that.
Fuck, man.
But yeah, this is one of my favorites, so it was a must for me. So that's the first package. And
Yeah. I'm gonna make you save the second package unless you open it throughout the week or something, but like
that's like
unfortunately.
stuff, honestly. It's like just
All right, lay the small package on us.
I'll make it quick.
That's what I usually say too.
All right, fine. Huge guy, underrated. The spikes are the
Yeah,
selling
okay.
point.
That's sick as fuck.
That is
And
sick.
this thing is a lot bigger than I was expecting, and I'm happy that I thought I overpaid for it for a second. But no, this thing's massive.
Both those things are massive and both of them are sick as fuck. I like that dinosaur, dude. I like that dinosaur thing. Sorry, that cute, like cartoony frog helmeted space person's dope, but that fucking clear dude with the marbled rainbow spikes, cool.
Yeah, he has a lot going on his head, and it's amazing. Just all those eyes and such. Like the artist goes ham when painting other like versions of this.
What else you got in that box?
One more thing, but
Drop it out, Doc. Why being a tease?
all right. Let me see. Man, they gave me a little weird package for this. Sure, you know what? I'm gonna fuck this thing up. Got the knife ready and everything. There we go.
Now, is that fabric over something, or is that whole figure fabric like stuffed?
Like fabric over a little figure.
Interesting.
And I'm gonna, this normally sells in a pack of 3, but I just wanted this color just because underneath is like a little robot, and I thought the ghost design was the best of the bunch. And this guy was supposed to be retired, but apparently he still helps design figures, which is something. Real fun looking dude. So I guess I'm just gonna.
It's kind of jokes how like they just have like this like little outfit you can just untie. Check out the figure underneath.
It's so fun. Like you know, it's something you don't expect, and
Oh, neat.
Yeah. Nice.
It looks like it's painted on the inside on the front.
yeah, just the front. I mean,
That's dope.
yeah, just a bunch of clear figures and a little teapot. That's about it, guys.
Have you been collecting clear figures for a while? I didn't know you were a big clear figure grabber, man.
It just happens. Like, I don't know I'm into something until I have enough of it where it's like, I just get overwhelmed. Like, I'll tell you a joke. I remember one time a girlfriend was over and she makes an observation. She goes, wow, you got a lot of glow in the dark stuff. And I without a beat, I thought it'd be the funniest shit, but without like missing a beat, I turned to her and be like, yeah, I don't even like glow in the dark stuff. I had the craziest look. Like, fuck.
Death and Strawberries and I talked about the other day where he didn't quite get it. And I was like, man, honestly, sometimes it's like the reason I want to turn off the lights.
Yeah, it's really fun. I mean, of course I was joking, but like, glow in the dark stuff is absolutely great.
Fucking kills it, man. All right, well, Mecha Ducky, dude.
Dope.
Oh, shit. There we go.
Mhm.
Shit, I didn't expect that chick to glow back there. That was a good grab, dude. Huge.
Yeah, that was a last minute grab too. I had to like bargain with the guy on the website. I'm like, can I throw this in before you ship it? And he's like, sure. It's like, you didn't pay for shipping yet, so you're good.
We've said it before, guys. Just gotta reach out to those DMs sometimes.
Nice.
I appreciate you coming in and sitting and waiting and sharing that with us, man. I'm gonna boot you the heck out of here now, and I'm gonna chat with you later, probably.
Sure thing.
I love you. Okay, bye.
Thanks, dude. That was
you
awesome.
munching on over there. What you got?
Bro,
Cold dinner?
no, Skilled one threw in some Laffy Taffy in his box.
Oh, dude, when artists do that, I don't mean to be a dick. Like, nobody feel obligated to do anything. I'm gonna let you know. That's some fucking Pavlov dog shit, man. There's been times that you artists have thrown in such good candy. I think about the candy, and it makes me want to order from you for some of that candy.
I was about to say, what the fuck you mean people are sending you candy? Who the fuck has your address? What are you talking about? Like,
You know, the odd time you got some toys, and there's like spicy ass fucking Mexican candy that we do not get here in Canada. That is like so bizarre, man. They'll chili powder the heck out of almost everything, and it is oddly delicious.
Yeah, tahini, dude. You put tahini on like there's all kinds of candies out here that you can just buy at the regular grocery store where they're just like chunks of pineapple or mango that are like rolled in tahini. It's really good. But dude, that's what I'm talking about right there. Banana Laffy Taffy. Dude, you're the best, Skilled One. It's my absolute fave. Not really, but it's, you know, it's up there in the top 20.
I mean, there's no Choco Taco, right?
Hey. Still waiting on that one. I think it was a fucking dirty rumor. I'm about sick of it.
It was a marketing ploy.
Yeah, those assholes. They just wanted to get like, yeah, you really do want it. We just want to make sure. Oh, man.
What do you say, dude? We're coming up to almost a 4-hour show. What is wrong?
Our longest one. Our longest one, yeah.
What is wrong with us?
It was a lot of info. I mean, god dang, dude, if you wanted any info tonight, like just tune in and pick an hour block.
If you guys, if you don't know, you can rewatch these at like a 1.5 speed, you know, 1.75. You can just fucking zoom this shit.
Yeah. We got a really cool show next week. Skilled One will be here. Dark Rainbow will be here. We got those giveaway pieces from Dark Rainbow within arm's reach. We got those we're giving away next week, and it is going to be a effort to get these out of my hands. Not looking forward to that. We'll do the Skilled One giveaway piece. We'll have him talk about that since he's going to be here.
What a gem, dude. That dude's a character, in the best way. I mean that in the best way. Brings the energy, brings the heat.
For sure, man. We'll have some more unboxings next week. We'll have another video probably on Monday. Let's plan for Monday for the new video. Keep an eye out for this weekend. We'll do that one that me and you were talking about, Crumsy, which is jokes.
Just whispering over you like fucking two little school kids on the playground. Fuck's sakes, dude.
I know, dude. Like I'm sitting there where my house is like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, if you knew, you'd be like, you're fucking ridiculous. Which I am. But it's fun.
Heck, man. And you know what? Why be miserable when you can fucking be fun?
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's a good time of year to be doing shit like this. So lots of giveaways coming up in the next few weeks, dude. I'm super excited. So good show, man. Fucking 4 hours, right?
Well, for shit.
Dude, it's 2 o'clock in the morning where you're at, dude. Like, what the fuck am I talking about? It's 11, and then I'm like, it's 2 where you're at, bro.
Whatever. You know, those are the beauties of just being the bachelor life, dude. Live it up.
You're like, fuck it, whatever. I can get 3 hours. I'm good.
Guys, I appreciate everybody that came in tonight, man. I can't believe you guys hung around for this long. Yeah, do it all again next week, man.
For sure. Thanks for tuning in, guys.